Yeah, buddies. It's the Bennington Show. Everybody hung over from that big Thanksgiving show. Because Chris is like, we need to take off Tuesday, so I should, I can prep. But Wednesday is the day we need to take off. I'm Ron Bennington.
I'm Gail Bennington.
Gail, you're doing this out of your house today?
Yes, I am beat.
You sound like you're sitting here with us. I can never get over that.
I know, it's pretty weird. I feel like I'm sitting there.
Well, you're you were just off all that time. And then, so obviously you're going to be more exhausted because you and I were on stage almost the entire night.
Yes.
And the only thing beat up on me really is my throat is a little rough. And my stair climbing sticks. They had us on 7 different levels. So it was crazy. But I went out and had breakfast with our special guest from last night. And he looks like we might have to air transport him on one of those hospital planes. He was exhausted. So, I mean, because of social media, we're running this. And I was talking with Jim McClure today, not only running this on our show Thursday and Friday on this network, which is called
Faction Talk 103.
Faction Talk, but it's going to run on the comedy channel Raw Dog 3 different days next week. So it's a lot of support we're getting here at Sirius XM. And I did the victory lap today, Gail, and all the bosses were thrilled.
I'm so glad. I mean, the whole night was such a blast. We got to see so many great people, old friends, people who came up to us afterwards. It was just like, it was a pretty magical night.
It was really a magical night. We'll go over all the highlights because, like I said, you know who I was thrilled to meet, Gail? And
Who's
you
that?
Introduced me to like the beautiful woman that took those infant pictures of your little baby Juju.
I know. Faye Simcha is amazing. Her husband, Michael, who was the one who connected us. And I was so excited to have them there. So I'm so glad that you got to meet them because those were like phenomenal. I never in a million years would have thought to do it. And now I'm like, that was like the most priceless thing you could ever have.
I was trying to explain that, but it was in the signing line for the new T-shirt, which... that line was crazy big, and thank you to everybody who was in it. And that was a lot of fun for us, signing stuff. But I wanted to tell her, like, across the board, our family went crazy for those pictures. Like, I hear it from my parents every day, bring up those pictures.
Yeah, I mean, everyone I know were just like floored. Like they were like, "Who did this? Ann Geddes? Is this real?"
Well, here's
it's like
the thing.
insane.
When Juliet was that little, I wasn't even comfortable with her, and I saw she molded this kid in all those crazy poses.
And she also like got her to sleep in a way that was like I had not yet seen. I mean, at that point, I think she was something like 12 days old or something. So to see someone just like knock her out, it was like, oh my God, I didn't know you could like calm her so perfectly.
So the first big pop, I think, of the night was you brought Juliet out, which nobody expected. You just twirled her around real fast.
I did.
She didn't, I think the lights got to her a little bit. Like she wasn't like, hey, this is fun. She was like, oh. I don't know.
It's normally, I was thinking like, oh, she'll be like excited to do this. And then when I turned her around, she had this like very confused look on her face with like a frown. And I was like, oh no, I'm sorry. But I think it was
Didn't
the
I
lights.
Get water?
Yeah, I don't know why I was put over there.
Why? What does Vito do with this gang of his? Is that kind of a reach for me, Vito, to go to that far? Have a seat, buddy. Have a seat. So that was pop number 1 last night, and you could hear this next Thursday and Friday and all, and because no one expected you to do that. You're kind of private with the baby.
I am.
To swing her out, that was great. Pop number 2. Earl Douglas.
Huge pop
People
for Earl.
went crazy for Earl Douglas, and he has found a performing bone that did not exist in the past.
Oh, I love doing it. Absolutely.
You
love
are
doing
going to play a bigger and bigger role, my friend. You've shown that.
Earl hit the stage of the confidence. I mean, the swagger, the audience
He was
went
fantastic
crazy.
last night. And I've known Earl for 18 years, and he used to shy away with the crowds. Like, we'd be like, Earl, we're going to be at Bar 9. He wouldn't show up until 2 hours later. He would come in, everybody would be like, Earl, and he'd be like, what? What he was like weirdly antisocial. He was, and I think I know why, this fucking Queen movie. He was Freddie Mercury.
channeling my inner Freddie.
You were. Inner, then outer, then inner, then outer. The next big pop. The return of Fez Whatley to the Bennington Show. We had so many off-air problems and
Yeah.
and Gail and I were not able to do the run-through because your sound man disappeared, right?
Yeah, he disappeared. Yeah.
And then why that happened, and then I go, all right, no one really knew that we had Fez in town, and we were hiding him because we wanted that moment to be that moment. And also, we didn't want people bothering Fez before he went on stage.
Yeah.
And today, I had breakfast with him, and he pointed out people who were bothering him before he went up on stage the second time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
people, there's some weird thing about backstage people that they never understand. People just want to clear their head before. Everyone knows the thing about public speaking, and some people have it worse than others. You know what I mean? So there's always a certain person who'll be like starting to tell you a story right before the show, or saying what's wrong because that person happens to be a pacer or whatever. So we had a lot of those problems, but I don't think they went through to the stage, right?
No, not at all.
And that was the first time we've ever had problems like that at one of our gigs there.
Yeah, it was strange.
Yeah, are you going to be able to figure out why? Did something go different, or
I'm
you're
gonna
going to wait a day or two?
I'm gonna want to do like a post-mortem. Is that
Yeah.
what they usually say? Is
Yeah.
that
I
what
don't
it's
think
called?
post-mortem.
I mean, with life though. But yes, I've been going over all that in my mind.
So Fezzy coming out, we knew it was going to be the pop of pops. We knew that we had to keep it quiet to make it the pops of pops, and that's why remember the time that Johnny Gogo called us like 2 weeks ago, or 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Who you got? What? You're like, the whole point of this thing has always been the surprise.
Why give anything away? Never.
Or maybe we should, you know what I mean? Maybe we should just say, here it is. But, we had thousands and thousands of people who wanted to see this show, packed it out with the people who got the chance, but they do it without knowing who we're going. To me, that was always a big part of the surprise. So that's why we tried to keep the Fezzy thing. Now, I have to tell you, Fezzy hasn't done any performing in 3 years. As natural could be. Gail and I and him got together at his hotel, and well, let me tell you this: I was alarmed by the amount of Coke cans I saw in there. For a guy who's had the problem he's had, like, there was a lot of Coke cans. So
Normally, when you go to a performer's hotel room, you see a lot of Coke. It's different.
yes, I'm old school, so I didn't expend a can of it. But he came out and he killed, and he was wonderful.
Yeah, man. When we first saw Fezzy and got together with him, right away I was like, man, this is going to be amazing, because I could see like a spark in him that he could not wait to hit the stage and see
he was
everybody.
ready, man.
And he just had like an energy about him that was so exciting.
Yeah, it was very, very cool. And when he came out, this was the cool. So we're all performing, and we have a weird kind of a sketch all lined up that And then the thing that was amazing, though, is why we were doing this ridiculous thing. And he's, getting major laughs and major pops. I'm looking out and I'm seeing tears roll down people's faces. And I'm like, oh, that I didn't expect. I didn't expect people to see him because, everyone thinks of like us, as a show, like Ron and Fez, the show. But Fez is like a major part of our family.
Yeah.
He was there the whole time Gail grew up and my son grew up. And he's the only, he literally was at our house more than people that are blood related to us.
Absolutely.
For every occasion, birthday, fucking WrestleMania, whatever these dumb things
yes,
are.
Every holiday.
Yeah.
We always spent with him. And also, through all of our moves and changes, he was that consistent family member because he went with the show, right? So like no matter where we were, we always had Fez in our family.
And the number of nights that I would, go to bed and leave Fez up playing with the kids. Hundreds and hundreds in my life where I'm like, I'm tired of this. Good night, everybody. And then I'd be like, come on, keep it down, you three.
I'll be peace.
It really was. And we used to do sketches from that movie all the time. That I was the bitchy Dr. Dad and he was the fun Bill Murray guy. So that was amazing and amazingly fun. And then we go from that to Steve Earle's doing Copperhead Road.
Amazing.
Steve Earle doing one of the greatest fucking American songs of all time.
It was hearing him do that live, hearing those first chords. It was just like, holy shit, Steve Earle's here and he's doing this song. I had goosebumps.
Yeah, me too, man. And I'm just a giant fan of his. And then we go in and we do all of our comedy buddies. And a very and with street jokes. Keith Robinson is there, Lisa Traeger, TJ came out and just fucking killed it.
Yeah,
he's always so ready to perform. And then for me, what was exciting, the fucking Bay Ridge boys are there.
Yeah. That's Bob's and Chris Stefano.
I know those guys, but I love the Bay Ridge boys so much. Luke Florentine fucking destroying it.
Oh, yeah.
Second time in a row at Bennington Family Thanksgiving. He kills it.
And in the back, he's completely dressed as in Dolphins gear. And his dad says he really wants to get booed. Because he fucking hates the Jets and he loves his Dolphins. I'm the one who got him into the Dolphins. He didn't even know about him. And I'm like, I don't think they'll boo him. They love this kid. They started booing right away.
They booed him.
Trash talking.
There was booing and looking.
So it was confusing because they sounded the same.
I love that kid, though. He's so much fun.
Yeah.
Crazy Jen, a reserved Crazy Jen.
Yeah, that was odd.
And then into a literally a giant fucking rock and roll star from the Goo Goo Dolls. Johnny Resnick is there, who, from what I understand, Gail, the ladies seem to like.
The ladies did enjoy. The ladies love Johnny Resnick.
Broadway's dark tonight. And I was watching the people love that. And then we had a major thing go down. We had Bobby Kelly and his show planned to end out the night, Creeps with Kids. And Bobby's had a serious problem in his family. So he had to cancel. And because of that, nothing changed. His show is so great that it doesn't even need him. We had Big J. Okerson, Voss and Barney, who, I don't know, are they the king and queen of the prom, do you think?
No,
I think they are. 100%.
Everybody, Barney is such an unbelievable comic and so charismatic. Voss is the legend. He's the legend.
It's amazing.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to go up and do something with him and Jim Florentine, who was part of this show. Chris won't give me the stuff, but Voss has put this little show together. We're going to be at the Treehouse Comedy in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. Go to treehousecomedy.com for tickets. I'm hoping my Brazilian girls are going to be there. They followed me down from the last time I was in Connecticut, and they yelled at me from the crowd, "Do you remember us? Brazilian girls."
One of them grabbed me right after the show and she goes, "I'm one of the Brazilian girls." And I was like, good. I'm glad that you're here.
They are very, very fun. So Windsor Locks, go to treehousecomedy.com. It's one night at Treehouse Comedy. Me, Voss, and Florentine, which, as you know, these two guys are fucking unbelievably funny. So to get the three of us coming up there is going to be just so much fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So then we go from that to, as Gail is reading about a performer who has sold 100 million records in his life and probably has done at least a half dozen of my favorite rock power pop singles of all time. Tommy James doing Moni Moni.
Amazing.
A song that he wrote probably 50 years ago about the building that used to be in Midtown.
The building? Yeah, it was the Moni building.
Yeah.
It was Do
Do you even remember when it used to say MONY? I don't know what it stood for, but
it was like Municipal Office of New York. Or
something like that. Look up the Moni building.
The Mutual of New York building.
Look up the picture of it and see if this is before his time. But this was a famous landmark in New York City. You don't remember
I know the building, but I've never seen the Moni on it. Yeah.
Well, that used to be just called the Moni building, and he was looking at his hotel window, and that's where that came from. And I mean, that just fucking popped the room.
I had chills. That was
Yeah.
like one of my most favorite moments of the whole night.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And then this is something that I saw stun people, not just in the crowd, but with the comedians. Don Wiki Wicklund came out and sang "Sweet Child of Mine," and nobody that, even though these performers didn't know that he was that kind of a performer.
Yeah.
He's a fucking real rock and roller.
Yeah.
He really is. And it was one of my most favorite moments from he started to sing and I watched people in the audience like mouthing like, what?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like he's got a very powerful voice.
No, he does. And Big J was like, I can't keep, I hate to wake him up, but it's just something, it's not that big a deal. But after all this time, he can't handle it, huh? Just sit. It doesn't matter. I don't mind doing your job. I'll just complain from here. But here's the thing. He's a real fucking rock guy. I mean, he's been out every weekend his whole life. And, he does. Wiki, here's the thing. Wiki is a trained chef. What's the place upstate, the famous...
CIA?
Yes. He fucking trained at CIA. He also was a state policeman.
And also rock god.
Yeah, big in radio and a rock god. I mean, he's a very fucking interesting fucking dude. But he just went out and went straight rock and roll. And it was fucking amazing. It was an amazing set. And he had all the earrings in, which we never get to see.
Is some jewelry on?
Yeah, he was rocked up.
He came out, he was fist bumping all the musicians as he came out on stage.
Yeah, he was great.
I saw him right before he came on stage just to make sure he was ready and where we had to be. And just like looking at him in the zone, it was fucking great. It was
He set out to kill.
Yeah.
He set out to fucking kill. And he did it.
Yeah, he definitely did.
And you know how long ago I asked him to do this? 2 days ago. Because, the plan was, hey, we'll end with Moni Moni. You know what I mean? Like, nothing could be bigger than that. And then as we were going along, I'm like, man, that was fun bringing everybody out and doing Sweet Child at the end of the night. Man, I wonder if we talked about it, and like Chris had actually said to me, maybe he won't want to do that in front of, his co-workers, because he goes to Nashville and he performs all over the country. But, this is people that you work with. And I go, I think it would be really fucking popping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think what I didn't expect is to see people like Big J fucking stunned. And you know what I mean? People that work with him stunned.
No, Jay did not see this coming. Yeah, he was blown the fuck away. And
when he was going around rocking with the fucking musicians, when you're doing like all the rock, Jay says to me, androgynous. And I go, that's not what that means.
Androgynous.
Hey, Kathleen, what's up, darling?
Hi, guys. Just want to congratulate you on an awesome show last night.
It was so much fun, man.
Thank you.
It is our greatest night of the year. This is our Christmas and New Year's Eve all wrapped into one. And the fact that we own Thanksgiving, that's wild to me.
When Fezzy came out, I can't express to you how much tears I had in my eyes. I feel like I locked eyes with you, Ronnie, at one point. It was great. And congratulations to Gail. Julia, it's beautiful. I don't know if you remember, I told you, I conceived my son on Thanksgiving Eve last year.
Yes.
And, Bennington, we conceived him, and he was born a week after Juju was born. So it's a really special day.
Oh, my God.
Wow, that's really fantastic.
It's another Thanksgiving baby.
It is.
Yep.
All right, thank you so much, darling. Peace.
All right, great show. Congratulations.
Yeah. This person's name is Another Moni, so I'm going to just see if that's true. Hi, is this Another Moni?
Yeah, it is. What's up, Ronnie?
Your name is Another Moni.
No, not at all. Whoever's answering the phone, fuck that all up.
Yeah.
But
what do you got?
It was that Moni building down in
you done a great job
New York
with them.
City.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a bunch of them all over New York State, and the only other one is up in Syracuse.
Is that right?
Building. Yeah. Yeah, it's spelled the same way.
Yeah, that's definitely not the one that he was singing about, though. And that was one of the things when that went down. There's so many times in New York where there's these landmarks, like the Pan Am building became something, and you're like, no, there's no landmarks.
When did the Moni sign come down?
Well, you were probably in high school, Gail.
Yeah, because I remember it was here when I moved here.
And I remember telling everybody, the song "Money, Money." Well, look right up there. This is what made me what I thought an interesting person, because I had a fun fact. But now the fact that people don't even care, like you look at fucking Vito and his filthy generation, they don't even know. They don't even know.
There was another moment last night that was amazing. I was backstage.
Super Pop
was amazing.
No, was it a Super Pop?
No, it was part of a Super Pop moment, because you were announcing Steve Earle, and you were saying, as you said, Copperhead Road. You heard someone from the stage went, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like a fucking total brain melting meltdown. Like Steve Earle's about to come out.
I heard that.
I heard it too.
I just had to start laughing. It's like,
dude, I'm such a fan of his. He's so cool. Just the fact that he came and did that last night was so amazing. And it was actually really funny, because afterwards Juliet was backstage with my husband, and my husband got some tips, because Steve Earle was saying, like, I've had plenty of experience with babies in those headphones to like the ear protectors. So he was like showing him how to put them on and take them off to make sure she was
that had to be weird for Jack, right?
Very, very.
And also the fact that Steve Earle and Tommy James are fucking great friends is wild.
That's so cool.
I hope that Tommy James book gets made into a movie, and there's been talk of it. But Earl knows these old school fucking gangster records. Like, he literally recorded for the Mafia. He literally recorded records for the Mafia. And they would say, no, you're not getting paid, dude. You don't want to fuck with us about this.
Johnny Resnick, right before he went on, he was saying, like, I can't believe I just met Steve Earle. I shook Steve Earle's hand.
I know.
Everyone was like totally awestruck by Steve Earle.
Yes, of course, man. He's one of, and I remember when the Guitar Town fucking album came out, and I was working in FM radio. We just started, and we started playing some of those fucking Outlaw songs, which is crazy.
Yeah,
because we were playing hair metal.
Yeah, that record just was a complete crossover because it wasn't quite country, it wasn't quite rock. It was a nice blend of both, and it fit any format.
I love that fucking record, man, and I love so many of his records now. And he's so smart, and he was on The Wire, and everybody fucking loves him. Look who it is. Oh, let me say one more thing, and I never saw anyone do this before. So when we had Blacklight Tom Cruise, and Jay went into this riff about, look, he doesn't have any jizz on his face. It would show up, which I don't know how fucking Jay's head went there so fast. He's truly one of the funniest fucking people ever. And then the lighting guy fucking switched it to fucking, I don't know how he figured this out, but he got Rich Voss it went from Tom Cruise to Rich Voss, and the place went fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was a lighting joke.
Guy just get a major laugh here? Johnny.
Bennington.
What's happening, buddy?
I am fucking exhausted today. I took the day off too. I like Gail. I'm calling from home today.
I didn't take the day off.
Yeah,
but.
she's actually working.
Well, I mean, I guess not because I'm talking on the radio. But what an amazing day / night. As always, definitely my favorite work day of the entire fucking year was last night, and it was so good. And your staff was on top of shit. I mean, things were great all around. It was fun to be able to do it, and I can't wait for next year already.
Well, you're gonna have to.
I know, that's the shitty part. But it was just full of at one point when I wasn't allowed to go to my office, I'm like, something weird is going on backstage right now. Sorry, you can't go to your office and work.
Yeah, we got fucked over on that. We thought we had a separate thing. This was like the first year, I don't know, there was like bedlam backstage, everybody was saying, but on stage I think it all worked out despite, a couple hiccups that I don't think that the audience recognized. But yeah, if we had that to do over again, we would have done that differently. But I also want to say that Chris is the guy who put the band together. I can't believe that you knew how to
fantastic.
Find a fucking put the band together.
Found some session players, and they also looked the part as well. They looked very cool.
Yeah, they looked like I would say the River Bottom Nightmare band. Now, so they're not a band, right? You just put them together?
So I contacted this one David, who you met, and he has a band called Strange Magic, but he also pulled
Strange Magic. Oh, what a...
So there was a couple of people from there, and then also he pulled in other session people as well.
And then, the fact Steve Earle went complete acoustic, but the other side of it was Tommy James brought a bass player with him.
He brought his bass player,
which was pretty fucking cool.
It was awesome.
He was one of the coolest guys. Like, he was just very hey, how you doing? I'm Tommy James, bass player. He's like, he's walking around introducing himself. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, but his head's not going to be big. You know what I
mean? He's humble.
Johnny A.
He's humble. So you, one of the things you and Johnny sparred about was on the band.
Yes, on the band and the sound of the band, and whether it was going to be too loud in the room.
Yeah,
it was.
When people brought up, when do you want to get there? And I'm like, I really feel like it would be best for me if I got there 5 minutes to 8 and not doing it. And everybody's like, you got to be there for 5. And I was there at 5 o'clock and still never got to do our sound check.
No, we didn't.
And then, because I knew I had to go take care of our friend Fezzy. But all that matters is what's on the stage, right?
And what was on the stage was amazing.
All right, Johnny, you're the best, buddy.
Bennington, have a good rest of your day.
Love you, kid. Peace.
Love you too, boys.
Hey, Frankie, what's up?
Hey guys, what a great time last night, man!
So much fun.
Absolutely. You know what? I didn't think you would be able to top last year, and you pulled it off. But I was standing like 3 back from the stage when it was great seeing Keith Robinson get out there. I mean, I squirted a few when Fez came out, squirted a few when I saw Keith come out, and you know. But then he turned me around because I'm 3 back wearing a Navy T-shirt, and he drops his street joke. And he looks down at me, and his friggin' eyes get like dinner plates, and he goes, "Oh, shit!" And he points at me, and I'm like, yeah, now everybody's looking. Thanks, Keith.
It was, look, I've said this before when I've introduced him, that all the funniest people love Keith Robinson. He's their guy. And he could come out and just there's so much charisma in that smile. He's just so fucking great. That was one of my favorite moments of the night.
It was so great seeing him.
When I'm down at the fucking cellar, and sometimes he'll hang out when he hasn't been working, and then people will just walk up to me and go, "Oh, that was a great set." And he'll be like this, "Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear about his goddamn set." And it's just so funny. So now I always have people come over and say something. If somebody is like saying to me, "You're great," I'll say, "Oh, yeah, follow me over. I want to talk to you about it." I'll just be next to Keith. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear about his shit. What about my shit? So funny. I love him. Just absolutely love him. Hey, fucking New Jersey, our buddy.
What's up, buddies?
Now, dudes, fuck gave me a CD to listen to, and I'm making this fucking promise. If it's good, we'll give it a play here. I have it at my house.
Damn, I would love that.
Yeah, it'll be... Well, we'll work out whether, you know, how it works out. But I'm going to be honest with you, fuck. I haven't listened to it yet. But if it's not there, it's not getting the play. So I go, fuck, what kind of music is this? Because I'm willing to hear death metal punk shit. And he goes, prog rock. Earl, your favorite of all time.
If it's prog, I'm in. I love prog rock.
That's why I brought you one.
Yeah. So what band would you say this sounds like, fuck?
Oh, Jesus. I mean, we've kind of been compared to Tool a little bit. I don't really hear it so much. Like, there's some Volta. I like King Crimson, you know?
Sure.
So, I don't know. It's all over the fucking place. I want you to make that decision, though. Like, you tell me what it sounds like.
Okay. And now, if I'm going to listen, you know what I mean? I'm the man with the golden ears, and I'm going to give you 18 seconds. So what's the song you want me to listen to first?
Where Have You Been? It's the last track on the EP. It like really ends in like this big crescendo.
Okay.
But like the whole thing is like it's pretty strong through and through. And you know we're working it out.
What instrument do you play? Fuck, I didn't even know you were a musician.
I am the drummer on this.
Oh, great! Yeah. That's where it begins and ends, right, Earl?
Always a strong rhythm section.
Earl always calls it the goalie on a soccer team. He goes, when all else fails, you need that drummer in there. I was watching the thing on Steely Dan, and they said they obsessed on drums more than anything else.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, you always know a non-musician because they pay zero attention to the drums.
Yeah.
But every musician pays attention. And you took a little heat on that, right?
Yes, I did, yes.
From who?
Johnny.
Mm-hmm. Johnny knows music, my friend. Johnny knows music. And he goes like this. Stop payment on this guy.
Oh, no.
That's what he said to me. All right, fuck, I'm going to be listening. And that hit song again is called what?
Where Have You Been?
All right, Where Have You Been? All right, thanks, buddy. Great to see you. Peace.
Hey, you too, man. I love you.
I love you too. I love nothing better than a recovered junkie. They're my favorite people in the world. People like Vito, who didn't even bother becoming junkies, that they bother me.
Did you even try?
Yeah, well, he's like, I'm an addict if you think of Scangili as a drug.
Scangili.
Take the cannoli, right, Ron? Take the cannoli. We'll go on to the mattresses. You know, I just met Fezzy Remember the old Edison Cafe?
Yeah.
We were in there. And that fucking place was one of the scenes, I think Godfather 1?
Yeah, the turns, the revolving door.
That's where they stopped it and did the shooting?
Yeah, that's the Edison.
That's one of the greatest fucking scenes in the history of history.
Yeah.
Did you know this, Gail?
No, I did not.
I know you used to hang out at the Edison Cafe.
I did, yeah.
There's a new
It was a
fucking
go-to.
Yeah. There's a new place in there, and that's where I had breakfast this morning. It's not as good, but 4 times more expensive.
Oh, great.
Oh, great.
And I'm really like, do I really want $18 worth of avocado since it's just sliced avocado? Or should I just walk across to a bodega and buy an avocado for myself?
I've brought my own avocado. I hope that's fine.
Do you have a problem with that? I brought my own avocado over and I'm going to eat it here. And there was also a breakfast basket that had 3 croissants in it. A basket is supposed to be all different things.
Yeah, it's a mix.
It's a mix.
A delicious mix.
It's a delicious mix.
Some options.
Chris is the new Anthony Bourdain. And by that, I mean he's weeks away from hanging himself.
Oh, no.
What would you give last night's production?
I would give it an A-.
A-. Vito?
A.
A.
Gail?
I'm going to give it an A-.
I'm going to give it an F. So if I'm...
No.
What's that called?
What's our
when you
average,
put it all
then?
together, you compare it.
The
average.
Yeah, the average is a C-. Gail's minus drugged that down from a C. You know what? I'm going to switch it to D+.
Oh, all right.
That's
Nice.
worse than a C-.
Oh, I thought you're
Oh, I thought, yeah, me too.
No. I think the average, because I think my F should carry more weight than your fucking A's.
Counts twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I found out I've been in this business 122 years.
Oh, man. I also wanted to say thank you to everybody who brought gifts over. It was so sweet. Mike and Maureen and Margie, Wayne, Adrian. Everybody was so sweet and giving gifts for Juliet. And that's above and beyond. You guys shouldn't do that, but so sweet.
I saw a thing where Adrian said, I forget what her tweet was, but something like her anxiety keeps her from, and I'm like, what? I always thought she was outgoing. I can never tell who has anxiety. It has to be told to me.
Some people hide it really well.
Yeah, when a lot of people say I'm anxious, I go, oh, I thought you were just doing meth. I also want to thank, and I know you do too, Gail, Brian Taylor at Comedy Artwork, who designed the poster and the T-shirt.
Yes.
The guys at Metro Printing in New Jersey as well. I love this new T-shirt.
It's so cute.
And do you have posters, Chris?
Yes, we have posters.
I think that we should sign posters and send them out with the T-shirts. This is going to be this year's Christmas T-shirt. But the fact that Gail has the baby on her hip,
It's
great.
so cute.
I know that they didn't get that picture, so I have seen this so many times in the last 3 months. I don't know how somebody could imagine that. But it's weird how a couple lines look like each person. And of course, Chris and Vito are interchangeable.
No, we're not. Vito's fatter and a worse hairline than this. I'm definitely on the right.
Now, which one of you guys rode the bike and which one of you guys was in the...
I was on the hoverboard.
I rode the bike.
You were very comfortable on your hoverboard, too.
A lot of practicing, Ron.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised. When I heard, when I saw that hoverboard come out, I thought, this is not going to go well. And you were very smooth on it.
I know. I just didn't want him to end up in the audience and
I know
get a giant lawsuit.
Me too.
And I kept
He's going
saying to him
to
over
drink.
and over, you can't fuck this up, dude. And he goes, I got it. I got that in the wrestling gimmick. Trust me, 100%. But you rode a bike. All Earl had was that twirly thing. What are those called?
Fidget spinner.
And
That lit
stole
up.
the show.
Fucking Earl's fidget spinner. Just
He played to the audience.
He was amazing. He was fucking amazing. I
Yeah.
looked to my right. I was like, holy shit.
I know him for 18 years and never saw him do anything like that. And the crowd would fuck out. And I'm like, and Earl would come out doing the music and he'd get the fuck, he was just fucking so much fun. Very, very cool. Here's Mike in Jersey. Mike.
Hey, what's up, Benningtons?
Hey.
What a great show last night. There's so many highlights from last night to talk about. It's endless.
Yeah.
We got there at like 5 o'clock, my wife and I, and we wanted to get there early to get a seat. And all of a sudden, we just hear a little baby voice from an older woman, and she was just started harassing two guys wearing suits, and it turned out to be Crazy Jen, staying there for 2 hours.
Dude, Crazy Jen was in the show, and I was texting her, where are you? Because she was supposed to go in the employee thing, but I guess you don't have her text?
I know. I texted her, and there was no fucking response.
But why didn't you do it the day before? She said she had never heard from you.
That's crazy because I did text her, and then there was no answer. So then eventually we did find her and we were able to pull her back. But she was not doing. She was totally not in communication with me.
Okay, boy, that you tried to say that. Oh, the other thing was Big A. The word understand fucking totally took him off the track. Did you notice that?
I heard it from the backstage.
And it was really scary for a second. And then he just is so smart. He pulled it out for the next two.
Yeah.
That and the whole blacklight part where, and then Jay called the guy from Demolition Man.
Yes, that was fucking hilarious.
So funny.
Jay is so goddamn funny and fucking sweet. And you know what I mean? Like, you cannot be as dirty and sweet as he is. I'm doing this show with him this weekend that we recorded, and it's called That's Offensive. And I think it's going to be something that people are going to be talking about. Can comedy survive the new sensitivity? That's this Friday at 3:30 p.m. Big J, Ogerson, Lisa Traeger, Ari Shafir, and Yamanika Saunders. By the way, these are three really edgy comics, and three people that are so sweet. I would not have a problem saying that they are kinder than everybody on our show.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
You know? And yet they are so fucking edgy.
Isn't that weird how that works?
Yeah. Yamanika might be the nicest person I've ever met.
I know, she's a sweetheart.
And the softest hugger I've ever met. Like, when she hugs you, you could barely... It's like being hugged by a cloud. You barely feel it. And she's always like, you know, I love you so much. I love everything you're doing. It's just the sweetest thing. And Ari should be a prick, and he's an incredibly great guy.
No, he's always the nicest.
So this is how stupid I am. Tuesday night when we had to do stuff, I get a text from Ari that says, hey, could you do a fill-in for me? Bobby Kelly dropped out at the last second, and would you like to come do this table read? And what he did, he found a fucking script that he had written when he was in college that he was very proud of. And when he reread it, he was like, this is the worst piece of shit I've ever fucking read. And it's being read to laugh at him. And he had Dan Soder, Michelle Wolf, and it was Bobby Kelly. And I'm going, oh, I would have loved to, but I can't. I'm doing this other thing. And it doesn't even fucking dawn on me. Should I check on Bobby Kelly? And then he canceled for us the following day.
Yeah.
Stupid. I blame myself for that. You know what? Let's take that whole show down, even on our average. F.
Oh, no. I don't think it was a total F.
Yeah, total F. Al in Connecticut.
Hey, how's it going?
Great.
I got to go last night with a buddy of mine. It was awesome. The first time I've ever gone, and I was a little leery of, if I see you guys, my imagination of like what you look like in person was going to kind of get blown a little bit. But I mean, it's amazing for anyone out there listening that never got to see you perform live. Ron, you are so smooth. You're so smooth on the radio, but you're so smooth in person. It's just seamless. You're the wittiest freaking dude out there.
I tell people that all the time. I'm like, you don't understand the wit I'm bringing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. They should almost pay you. And Chris and Vito's entrance with the bike and the,
it was
they
ridiculous.
went for it, and,
Yeah.
it was really, really awesome. And from the audience perspective, so smooth between the comedy and the bands and everything. It was really great. And I just think that you guys are just as excellent live as you are on the radio. Really awesome.
Look, that's the best compliment I could get about the team, because I'm a real believer in both, and I'm also a believer of that you just don't, when you have a big room like that, you just don't want to have set up 4 fucking mics and have us, yapping. Now, I was a little upset that Earl and Vito didn't do the signing with us at the end.
I got held up. There was issues with the line and getting it in order, so I got caught up just trying to help make sure that was organized.
Well, I went and talked to the big chiefs, the big bosses, and they were as excited about the line as anything else, because they're like, okay, none of those people are ever going to drop. You know what I mean? They're the people that stick with you here. And then they were there, here's what we can do next year. That would be really good. I go, yeah, let's just take a couple, you know what I mean? I'm like, everybody's asking what's next. Can I just have a little cocktail and enjoy myself?
Savor a little bit, Gotta savor these things.
Is that Birdie?
Yeah, that's Birdie.
What is going on? Hey! You called the baby a dog. Your baby's a dog, Chris.
Oh, nice.
What happened to your chick last night?
She was there.
I didn't see her all night, just like last year.
She was in the VIP section. She was right there. She was like right in the VIP section.
Did my fam see her?
I don't know. I'm not
Were
sure.
they introduced? No.
They were not introduced.
I know that for a fucking
They
fact.
were not introduced.
So what's the point of having her there? What did
Yeah,
she
we
think
want to
about your
enjoy
son?
her.
Oh, she was worried about the hoverboard.
Yes, we all were. Tell her.
When I said I was being a hoverboard, she's like, "No, you're not. Just be on a bike."
I love her for saying that.
She did not want me on that thing.
By the way, though, you did look so funny coming out. It was funnier than the bike.
I saw him take his first step on the hoverboard when he got it. He took a step on, it almost went out from under him, and he went, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this.
Yeah, well, that's why that's why I trained.
And why did you go in just a wife beater?
That's like an extreme sports guys wear wife beaters.
I didn't know that.
I had cool sunglasses on too. It was extreme, Ron.
I had a ski mask and I had body armor on, and we were.
They look good on you, by the way.
Thank
the body
you.
armor.
I was downstairs for so long helping with the line. By the time our line ended, there were just people coming to the Hard Rock for dinner who looked terrified of me in fucking ski goggles and
Why?
body armor. I look like a school shooter.
Yeah, so what, man?
That's a look too.
Yeah, everybody's got to get along, It's the fucking new frontier. Look who it is. It's Johnny Go-Go.
What's happening, buddies?
Hey, man.
Hey,
First
Johnny.
thing, hey, Gail. It was so great to see you and Juliet. I'm so glad you listened to my tweet from a couple months ago and held her up like a Lion King.
Wow.
Into the room.
I didn't realize that you did that.
Why would you think anybody saw your tweet from a couple months ago?
She retweeted it. I'm
There's
taking a producer
something
credit.
so crazy about the two Johnnies. Because Johnny was like, I knew the other Johnny. I knew Fez was going to be there, and I saw him go past my office.
In a cloaked in darkness.
Yeah, man, the Johnnies are strange this year.
I hope Fezzy understands how much everybody loves him, and I hope he appreciated the love that was.
Well, he
just
brought up some of your
love.
old tweets that he's really excited about. He's really excited about them. All right, we got to go to break here because we got Dish to do next.
All right. Well, thanks for having Thanksgiving again.
Dish. What are you guys knowing about?
No, I don't have something.
Don't we have new reads?
Yeah, I can't do it right now.
Why?
We'll have to do it coming back.
Why?
Because I have to resend it.
Well, what happened? What are you talking about?
I fucked something up.
No, man. No, you don't.
I don't have it, is what he's saying.
Oh, let me just ask you this. Did you Italian it? Which one is it?
Both. I sent the wrong thing.
What is the fucking read that needs to be done so we're not jamming up? Do you know, Chris?
Would it be Legacy Box?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gail doesn't need to do this one. I know how to do a live read. Oh, you don't even have it in here.
I got it in here.
All right, Gail.
Yes.
I'm just going to feed you your lines. Well, first of all,
okay.
You already have this as Ron, Gail, Ron. What's going on, Legacy Bucks? So, Gail, I'm going to read this. Did you
Okay.
find out what Birdie was going crazy about, though?
Somebody was at the door leaving a package.
Lock it up.
Not that kind of package. I'm a mom now.
Big bad Billy, sweet William now. Do 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 do. Oh, the reason why we didn't realize the Johnny Go-Go, but Gail did like it, but that was after we had already planned on doing it.
Mhm.
Why'd you give him a like?
I
Made his life
don't remember
fantastic.
doing it.
Weddings, vacations, birthdays, all the important moments in 2018. They're easy to record and share with the world. But what about your memories on old, outdated formats like VHS, old photos, or even 8mm film? We right, Gail, about that?
Oh, you are right.
You need legacybox.com, the new way to digitize your home movies and photos by converting them all into perfectly preserved digital files. They send you a crush-proof legacy box. You put your old tapes, films, and pictures, and you send them in. Fun, right, Gail?
That sounds great.
In a couple of weeks, you'll get your originals back, along with the perfectly preserved digital copies on DVD, thumb drive, or even convenient digital download, ready to watch, share, and relive. Just collecting everything to put in the legacy box is special. And then when you get it all back with the DVD, watching all those moments again as a family, there will not be a dry eye in the house. You back me up on that, Gail?
I do, but are there any special discounts?
And right now, listeners get a special 40% discount when you go to legacybox.com/photo. Get 40% off your order at legacybox.com/photo. Legacybox.com/photo.
Let's dish. Put on your headphones. Vito's got the news. Let's dish. To the gossip they're saying on the radio.
This week's Dish segment is presented by Dish. Get extra action with NFL Red Zone from NFL Network on Dish at no extra charge. Dish tuned into you. To learn more, call 1-844-CALL-DISH or go to dish.com. And today for Dish, we have Nina from SiriusXM, Nina Carufa.
Hey, Nina!
Hi, everyone!
Nina's podcast, Political Dummies, is available now, and she will be performing in 1001 Laughs at the Dearborn Comedy Festival.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yes.
Really?
I'm an
That's a great one.
aspiring stand-up comedian. And I use the word comedian
Aspiring.
loosely.
What do you do? How do you get to Dearborn?
They're going to fly me out.
They are.
Yeah.
Then you're not aspiring, darling, if they're paying to fly you out.
Well, I'm
That's
not
a
getting
big deal.
paid for the show. I'm just
But they're
travel
flying you
costs.
out?
Yes.
Then that's a comic.
That's a real deal.
Yeah.
Thank
Nina,
you.
I miss you.
I miss you, Gail. Bring the baby and come here.
You know,
I will.
today,
Right now.
Yeah, we had the baby out so many hours yesterday.
Aw.
Yes.
Yeah. That I actually felt a little guilty about it.
Yeah. It's big time bad mom. Getting
No,
my baby home at
stop.
I will
1
say
a.m.
that. So when you held that baby up, as Johnny Go-Go suggested, she looked so tiny on that big stage. That's
She
like, you know what I mean?
did.
That made me want to just take her away and take care of her.
She's just the cutest little
Yeah,
bundle of.
she's
Anytime you
so
post a
much fun.
picture, I squeal very obnoxiously.
Let me show you like a little, because she's
won
such
Halloween.
a good baby that she's never really. Look at her there, though. She looks so sad just of being pulled around
Oh my
yesterday.
goodness.
And I showed this. This is the one in the car, Gail, where you have
I know.
over the thing over one eye. And my sister, when I sent it to her, she's like, she looks 1 year old already.
I know
I go,
she does. It's weird.
You're going to get a different picture of her every single time.
Yeah, they grow really fast.
She doesn't. She's David Bowie, the David Bowie of babies. She just always looks. Now, are you a big gossip person?
I am a big gossip person.
All right, well, let's jump into this then.
All right, my first story is about Serena Williams on the cover of GQ. So you know GQ does Man of the Year usually. Mm-hmm. This time they did Woman of the Year, but the big issue, they put woman in quotation marks.
Why?
And people are mad.
Because she's built, because she's strong.
So they said that it's because the designer puts everything in quotation marks.
No.
But Man of the Year, Men of the Year was never in quotation marks.
This isn't the first time they try to dehumanize Serena Williams, though.
Yes. It happens all the time.
She never gets credit for winning because they're like, well, look at her. She's like this strong Terminator type person. But then when she loses, they make a major deal out of it.
She's one of the most impressive, just physical specimens, of an athlete. Like when you look at athletes,
but can I just tell you something else? Because people go to the physical, mentally,
yeah,
she's unbelievable.
Right?
You
because
can't
you
have
could
this
be-
life.
There are plenty of people who are, in just great physical shape, but she's like, her skill level is like
right. There's
insane
plenty
on
of
top
people in better physical shape than she is, but she has the mind and the just skills of the greatest athlete who's ever played that sport.
Didn't
She's the
she
best.
get a lot of backlash for she had a quote unquote meltdown when she lost,
Yes.
just smashed
Yes.
the racket? But when men do that, they're just like, oh, boys being boys. But
Can I tell you something? I have a meltdown a day. Chris has a meltdown a day, and so does Vito. We do not react when each other's having a meltdown.
But
Now,
I will say, when I have a meltdown, everyone's like, holy shit.
we're
what is
like,
going
what's happening?
do you smash your mics
somebody's on
around the
the
studio?
Yeah, we know. We'll just bust the mic up. Chris, you flip out all the time, and I'm very quick. I'm quick tempered.
Yeah, I over small things, it's really quick. I really fucking lose it. And then
I'm the anomaly in the room because I have so much patience. I almost never have meltdowns.
I would love to be you. Your life, you're gonna live longer.
I'm
than us.
super zen. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
not a big deal. We could fix it. Don't worry about it.
I'm like 0 to 60. Like, I think everyone is like, she is the nicest. And then when I do freak out, everyone's like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, and well, first of all, Gail, and I don't know whether this is like a family thing, but she can't take an ounce of shit. She can't, you know what I mean? Like, if everyone's being like nice to her, she's okay. But the second someone tries to give her shit, boom, she explodes.
It's like, I have no tolerance. I really think I'm like kind of one strike and you're out kind of person.
Well, that's my mom, it's my dad, it's my brother, and it's my sisters.
Yeah,
so you
could
might be
be.
getting
I think
that
it's
from my
genetic.
side
Yeah.
of the family. Nurture and nature, that's what I'm working on. What I'm trying to do is get 3 triplets, and then I plan on splitting them up into
Don't do it.
the middle class, lower class, and upper class. Do I see which one kills themselves? That's my, and then I'll hand in the paper.
This next dish is for Chris because he's a big Star is Born fan. So Bradley, and this combines 2 of both worlds. For
I
him.
feel like you're trying to slut shame him by saying
No,
that.
no.
I feel shamed.
I want you
Are
to
you
feel
personally attacked?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want you to feel proud because this is 2 people you love. So Bradley Cooper wanted Jack White to star in the movie in
his part.
In his part, but he went to the studio and they said, "We will not make this movie if you use Jack White instead of yourself."
God.
Why would he tell that story? Why would he make Jack White feel worse about himself?
Yeah, what the fuck, Brad?
That is kind of mean.
Well, hold on. The wit of Chris Stanley. You know what I mean? He waited for it and then just said, "What the fuck, Brad?" I saw Jack White in the hall here one time. I had no idea he was that tall.
Yeah, he's like 6'3".
Oh, wow.
Oh, I thought he was taller than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was like 6. I mean, he was gangly. He was a big gangly guy.
Height on celebrities is always like when they're taller than you think. It's just fucking shocking.
It is shocking because most of them are littler than you think. But here's the thing about Jack White: very pale, beautiful face, so beautiful a man would notice. That's what I say. Like, normally, put up a Jack White picture. And just put Jack White beautiful.
It's going to be a picture of him on the beach
I'm gonna try to
shirtless.
find the best picture that we can of him. But he was really a gorgeous man face.
He has great skin. I wonder what moisturizer he uses.
It's vanilla pudding. I mean, I've never, I'm white, so I've been around white people most of my life. And his whiteness shocked me. And why doesn't, to be that white and not have freckle? I mean, I know a lot of freckly ass people because of the Irish background. There's not a freckle on him.
Yeah, he's like white as the driven snow.
Also doesn't seem to age. What's this sound like? Really white, doesn't age.
A vampire.
Vampire.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Vampire. What happens with your guy? What's he doing?
I don't know, because I talked to them about it during...
There's two of them there?
No, I mean, I talked to Earl and Vinay about this during the break. I was told everything's fine. I said everything's not fucking fine. So I don't understand what's so hard.
This is the meltdown we were talking
This is
about.
one of the
I'm not sure what's going on.
He freaks out. You have a guest here, okay? As a
I'm
guest,
so confused.
we want to impress. She's going to the Dearborn Comedy Festival.
And she's so patient.
And
I
her
am.
podcast, Political Dummies, is available now.
Yes, it is.
Can I tell you guys something?
You can
I
do
killed
whatever
a
you
man
want.
in Dearborn, Michigan. I was
Oh, no.
driving my car, and I hit him, and I just kept going. Now, what movie?
Goodfellas.
Can I answer?
Go ahead, Gail, because Chris isn't moving. And this should
It's
be a
almost famous.
It's almost famous.
Oh.
Our favorite movie.
Our favorite movie of all time. Let's give some juicy
All right,
gossip.
juicy.
Wait, so you didn't kill anybody?
No.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
I do movie quotes. By the way, at the coffee place that I go, there's always a lot of the employees come from different countries. So Russia, Poland, and South Korea. For some reason, I don't know whether there's certain websites that you could get these kids. But they said the biggest confusion that they have in America is that people will start and quote movies without saying that they're quoting a movie. And they're just saying, I'll be having a conversation and I'll get really scared because I feel like the person's having a breakdown, but it's a movie quote. And then they go, "How is there a place that you can find out movie quotes?" I go, "Unfortunately, movies. You're going to have to watch as many movies as we watched." But when I thought about it, I go, "That is weird. All of us will just start and quote movies."
Yeah, and I always thought, I assumed that other people would do that, like from other countries, from other cultures.
I thought you said other cunts.
Yeah, I mean, why would you assume that? Because if you went to South Korea and you learned the Korean language, you wouldn't know all their movies.
That's a good point.
So your assumption is for nothing.
I feel like an idiot.
Aw.
Yeah, he feels bad.
It's because
Yeah, look how nice Nina is. She's so much nicer than us.
Just
I'm gonna
a
try
little
to be
bit.
zen. I'm gonna try to be zen. Maybe I'll be invited to goddamn Dearborn kind of a thing.
Monica Lewinsky, the stained dress that became famous, she had no idea it was stained with semen when it happened. She even went
I
out
am
to
so uncomfortable with this.
Oh my God. Why is she still relevant?
Yes.
So she says she went out to dinner with it, nobody pointed anything out, and that when she finally saw the stain, at first she thought it was spinach dip.
Ew!
I am.
Come on! This is so gross.
This entire.
This escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Gross.
This entire conversation has been.
I
new
mean,
to you.
I don't want to be this blunt, but what was in this cum?
It's greasy.
That sounds
I'm
like an
worried about
STD.
Yeah, she said she didn't realize it was the president's semen until her and Linda Tripp were.
Whose semen did she think it was?
It wasn't until her and Linda Tripp tasted it.
This isn't spinach dip.
What kind of monster is he? Coming green shit out of his penis.
Yeah, they said Monica was trying it on, and then Linda Tripp, as she finds out that there's the semen on her, says that the dress makes her look fat, and that was
mean.
Yeah, but
That
just
Linda Tripp was a real sellout to her friend.
yeah, she was recording the whole conversation between this dress exchange.
No
to
new
me,
friends.
Yeah, you got to know your friends. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know how much stuff Chris has on me, but I still trust him.
You definitely should trust me. I'll never say a fucking word.
I know that. That's true. Yeah.
How loyal of you. That's so sweet.
No, he is. He's the most loyal person I've ever met in my life. Least loyal person is Earl Douglas.
Yeah, Earl doesn't.
Earl, you are constantly running back with a Hard Rock.
No,
You're kind of the Linda Tripp of the show.
He is.
I don't say
Tripwire, I call him.
Wait, so who's Bill?
Huh?
Who's Bill on the show?
Oh, that's me. I'm old spinach stew.
Old President Spinach come.
I saw there's gonna be a 6-part series on this. And I remember when this happened 20 years ago, I remember saying, who cares who has, you know what I mean? Like, who cares who has sex? They're two adults. But life has gone so far now with the how do you turn down the president thing that Clinton, even the people who backed him, are anti-Clinton. I would just like to see the Clintons go away. I think who's ever done, you do, George Bush, he shows up every once in a while. That's fine. You know what I mean? He's not out there every day. You don't want the everyday. When you lose, you lose. You go away. The team that lost the Super Bowl, they go away. The Dodgers went away.
They're gone.
I think Bernie needs to go away as well.
Yes, I think that Bernie
just stop
and Hillary
being around. Like, just go away. Your time is over.
You were too old that many years ago. You're really going to be old the next one.
I just think with Hillary and Bernie both, it's like, sorry guys, didn't work out.
You made a run for
moving
it.
in a different direction.
If you guys couldn't beat Donald Trump, I would be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
now it's time to move on because shit is serious.
Hillary, wherever she goes, she's going to have a big bag of doorknobs with her. Stuff that she's done in the past or her husband's done in the past or what she's done for her husband. You tried to make a run. You came close. You came close. You won the popular vote. You get a little asterisk in history, but you can't come back again. Go away. There's got to be somebody new.
Ron Bennington 2020.
Oh, no. What I drag in with me? Just things that I've said in jest that could be pulled out. It would be unbelievable. Matter of fact, Fez and I talked about how many bits we've done over the years that we couldn't do now. And it was plenty.
Yeah.
R word,
for sure.
F word, D word, all the words I can't say now. So no, I could never run for anything because I came in a more caustic time. You know what I mean? Comedically, a more caustic time.
Yeah, people are too sensitive.
I want you to listen to this show I'm doing because I think you would love this. And I'm going to do more panels like this, and I'll put you on one. It's called That's Offensive. Can Comedy Survive the New Sensitivity? Big J. Okerson, Lisa Traeger, Ari Shafir, Yamini Cassandras, all funny, edgy comics. But this is what surprised me. So you got the sensitive people, but then you also have the mean people at the same time who try to get people fired for no reason. You know what I mean? So I didn't consider that when I put this together, but there are trolls who will go out of their way to get people in trouble.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it is. It's where we. And it's
How bored must you be with your life?
Well, I guess it's kind of exciting. Like it's like being a sniper. It's like being a school shooter, but with your computer. You know, like
Ruining comics' lives.
I can hurt people from here. Vito's one of these people.
Yeah. He's always he's in a bunch of special interests.
Vito's going to HR after this.
Yeah.
Saying I bullied him.
No. Well, Megyn Kelly got fired from her job because complaints about the blackface.
Oh, just take your time.
Blackface.
Was it blackface backlash? Try it.
Backface backlash.
Ew, backface.
Backface. Blackface backlash.
Say that 3 times really fast.
Backface backlash.
Say it just one time slow.
Blackface backlash.
There you go.
So ratings are already up for the Today Show on the 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. hours by 5 to 11%.
But isn't that just because it's something new? Wasn't ratings up when she joined the show too?
But what do they just replaced it with more
typical Today Show stuff. And the thoughts by NBC is that people they prefer the Today Show than the Megyn Kelly show. They don't want.
Yeah, because Megyn Kelly's terrible.
Well, it wasn't the job she was trained to do. They took
I
her
don't really
and put her in
know
a
why they were
different place.
shocked. They were like they
she
acted
belonged on
shocked.
Fox.
Yes.
Yeah, they were. This was her personality, her belief system, her whole thing the whole time. I don't know why they were like, oh, suddenly she said something that we think is a little off. It's not even close to as bad as the things that
Everything
she had
she
said
says
before.
is off.
Yeah. She even said like when they would just have like cocktail time and stuff, and it's say you're drinking cocktail, and she goes, "Oh, I wouldn't even give this to a Puerto Rican." I'm like, Megan, this is the easy time. Now, here's the thing, and people are going, well, if she was like this mean kind of late night, political person, cutting. And they tried to make her fun early morning because people in the morning, they wanted to be eased into their day, so she couldn't do her old act. And she's just too sharp to elbows to do that.
Yeah.
And people are like, why did she take the job? And I'm like, did you see how much money she made?
Yeah.
What was it, like $69 million?
Yeah, $69 million.
Yeah, I'll take a job I'm not right for $69 million.
I'll become a Republican for $69 million.
$69 million, Republican.
I read
then
that.
you would be a good one because you'd be rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read that she there was some rumor website that she wants her next show to be with Matt Lauer, and that she's contacting Matt Lauer to try to do a show.
That's a rumor.
I don't know any other network that would pick her up after this. I think her time is up. She's on the boat with Bernie and Hillary.
Yeah.
Megyn Kelly, her time is up.
But see, here's the thing. There are platforms that haven't been born yet. You know what I mean? Like, there are so many places to do things now that they can't fill them. Like, I see these networks form, but they're like, yeah, we're going to be such a great network. Don't know if we have any programming yet. I don't know what we're doing for programming, but we start December 1st. Earl, will Megyn Kelly work again?
I think she will work again, but I think like on some type of website, some type of viral platform.
Yeah, that's where you end up working. You don't work for a network.
She'll be on Facebook Live every day at 7 p.m.
Yeah, 7 p.m. Facebook Live. Give us some juicy gossip.
So George R. Martin, the Game of Thrones author, says he's admitted he's struggling writing the next book. He said, I'm struggling. And it's because this book and these TV shows have gotten so popular that he's just in his head about it. And he just can't write now.
He's not just in his head. He's just like out spending his money. Like he's just
Poor
like, he's got too much money.
Yeah.
He has all the money in the world. This is like the most popular show on HBO, I think, ever.
Isn't it pretty easy to just, like, they outlined
Write
it
a
on the
book?
show. Just copy what they did on the show. You're fine.
Can't do that.
First of all, you have to remember this man is so rich, he's bought a yacht, a super yacht that's made out of cocaine. It's just so... I mean, his life is great.
Sounds like an awful idea. You can't get the coke wet.
Oh, he's not taking it out. He's sitting in the driveway with it.
Army Hammer.
Whoa, we jumped into that fast.
Yeah,
Huh?
we're jumping into a new dish. Yeah. Army Hammer was trolling celebrities on Twitter because he felt like after Stan Lee's death, all these celebrities were putting up pictures with themselves and Stan Lee and making it more about them than honoring Stan Lee. Which I agree with, because something people do on like their birthday, like for somebody's friend's birthday, they'll post up a picture of like them and their friend, and it's so everybody's just making things about.
So what he wants people to do is just have a picture of Stanley.
Like post a selfie of Stanley alone.
But I don't have any of those.
You can find one on Google.
That's
but it's not personal because it's not your picture.
But the fact is like you could show, here I am with this person that I lost. It makes it a personal loss to even the viewer.
I feel like it's you saying, hey, look at me. I met Stan Lee when he was alive.
Here's the thing.
Yes, that's what you're saying.
Look,
that's literally what you're saying. Why is that a bad time,
a bad
thing for you to say, I met this person?
Because I feel like you're making it more about your experience meeting this person than that the fact this person
Here's
died.
what I'll say about it, though. It's on social media, which already is self-interested, right? Like, your social media is your own personal perspective.
I'm going to give you this.
Photos you take, your
own pictures.
Right. What if I said, here's a meal that I didn't eat? Would that be still Instagram? I went over to another table and took a picture of their food.
They ordered better.
Yeah. Here's a comedy club I didn't go to. Here's a beach I wasn't at. That would be insane.
That would be weird.
Yeah.
But
I just kind of feel like Army Hammer, and Water's Wet. Like, it's self-interested, but that is social media.
By the way, who just made this death about himself? Army fucking Hammer.
exactly.
By saying that he's the best mourner. I'm
He's
the person.
the true asshole.
He's always been the true asshole. And he's 6'4", 220, and there's two of him.
Put him on the boat with the rest of them.
Yeah, get on the Bernie boat. Clinton Bernie boat.
You can share a bunk with Megyn Kelly.
We're done with you. 2019. These people are gone.
Yeah.
Stanley's daughter revealed what his last superhero he created was, and she wants to turn it into a movie. It's called Dirt Man. Dirt Man is Stanley's last
That's
character.
the guy who shits himself?
I'm not sure. I just thought he was a gossip guy.
Dirt Man. He's made out of dirt, and he's not nice. Does he have the power of dirt?
She hasn't revealed what Dirt Man actually does.
I thought you were going to say his last words.
No, we don't know his last words yet.
What did she say? I'm just embarrassed about the things I've done. I mean, do you think Dirt Man is any stupider than Fantastic Four?
I guess there was something called just The Thing on Fantastic Four.
I think Spider-Man is ridiculous. A spider bites you so you get spider powers?
You'll turn into a freak show?
Then you get jizz coming out of your wrists.
Yes.
Yeah. It's weird.
Shoot the jizz at them.
Yeah, and then you can fly around on it.
Nina Carufa is here.
Yes.
And,
You're going to use that?
It's a great segue.
Yeah.
Jizz, Nina's here.
Well, her podcast, Political Dummies, is available now.
Do you have guests on that show?
I do.
Yeah.
I would love to have you on.
I'd love to come on. I'd love to come on and give the winning white man perspective. America is great.
So Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Why?
Thanksgiving was, you know what I found out just recently? And I'm going to ask you, Nita, how many women do you think survived and were there at Thanksgiving? Women.
Like back in the day?
Yeah. Back to the first Thanksgiving.
I don't know. That's a hard question.
4. There were only 4 who made it that long to be. Now, I have drawn pictures of all the women bringing food out. I remember that was the thing when we were little. No men were carrying turkeys.
Right.
Just the women.
That's why it just must be the worst holiday for women. It's just like just only a couple women feeding all these dudes. No one else is helping clean up.
It actually sounds like Thanksgiving at my house.
It sounds like Thanksgiving in every Arab household.
Yeah. But that is the interesting thing, that Thanksgiving caught on the way that it did. Because no one eats turkey the rest of the year.
But why? It's so good.
It is good, but have you ever gone into a restaurant and said, "Give me some turkey"? It never happens.
No, never.
Not even on the menu.
Thank you, Chris.
You know, I get the whole terrible history of Thanksgiving, but we have 4 fucking days off. I'll take it.
And you know
I'm
what?
sorry.
A lot of people
Off
are tying
school, off work.
Yeah, a lot of people are even tying more time in with this and getting extra days.
Like getting Wednesday half off.
Yeah.
One of my
and then you want to
bosses-
take Monday too because it's a travel day.
Yes.
One of my bosses is like, I should be able to be reached over the next 11 days, except for 4 of them. And I'm like, no. My work ended. All the big project ended the other night.
Yeah.
I will not need to reach you. Because that seems to be it, right? Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Ended. You know, that thing that we did. There's not a lot happening between now and the end of the year. It's so slow. They put out serious movies. You know what I mean? Here's a movie that we'd like you to look for Oscars. That's something I like you to look into, Vito. Earl, you can even do it now. Who are the Oscar contenders coming out between now and I guess Christmas Day?
Some of them have been coming out earlier and earlier because, like, First Man, Star is Born, and the Steve Carell and Timothy Chalamet movie.
That looks just like every fucking family I know. The dad and the son's an addict.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the Chalamet movie?
It's like Ron just said, like the son is a drug problem.
It's called Beautiful Boy.
Yeah.
And it's about this sweet kid who becomes a drug addict. Again, I could call anyone I grew up with and say, how your kid's doing.
They're also saying this new movie by Steve McQueen is an Oscar contender.
Oh, that comes out this
Steve
weekend.
McQueen died years ago.
The British director.
What is
Steve
it,
McQueen.
Dirty Dozen?
It is a heist movie. It's called Widows, starring Viola Davis.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I've never been a fan of his, Steve McQueen's.
I have mixed feelings about any slave movies. I still haven't seen 12 Years a Slave.
Oh, it's so funny when it starts. But then it gets...
Says the white man.
The sad thing is these guys lose their property.
It's all about real estate, the entire film.
Yeah. So the thing, at a certain point in the movie, there's this dialogue between two slaves. And the slave goes, how long have we even been slaves? The other one says 12 years. And I go like this, my wife. It's almost over. They just gave it away.
I never saw that movie. Title alone tells me, I'm like, that's something I'm going to stay away from. It's just going to be too hard.
This was the great thing about 12 Years a Slave is Brad Pitt came in to the movie as the nice white guy. Mm-hmm. And it was almost like he time traveled. Like he was literally a modern person who suddenly showed up to slave. Goes like this, why are there slaves? It's a bad thing.
This is actually kind of
never happened.
Yeah. Well, that's this is my favorite thing out of American history as a white guy, is that there's always that time in your history class in school when you learn how we freed the slaves. We freed the slaves.
Yeah.
The same people who came up with the idea of slaves. Yay for us. The people up north freeing slaves.
Do we get brownie points?
The really weird thing was when I was a kid, I grew up in the South, and we had a teacher who was saying, then we did this and we won this battle. We won. She was talking about the South.
Yeah.
We're like, that's not us, dude.
South gonna rise again, man. South
Why are you saying we?
Also, when people say we, and it's like, this happened before your great-grandparents were even born. Shut up. It's not we.
Yeah, it's hard to take. I mean, if you think about it, we all take a lot of credit for shit that we never did. You know what I mean? Like we had nothing to do with.
Yeah. When you think of it, that's all of the parades.
Every
like,
parade.
St. Patty's parade, any of them. You're just like, well, that's not really you.
The Italian Day parade is the Columbus parade, which is the only parade now that people are like mad about.
Yeah, I feel like we should just move the Italian one to a different
Just
day.
get a new one.
We need a new Italian.
I also think there's too many parades.
Oh, in New York?
Like, you guys stop traffic, the buses stop, and just stop.
Look, there's only a couple good ones. Puerto Rican Day Parade is an unbelievable amount of beautiful women. And then the Caribbean Day Parade.
Yeah, that's
fun.
a good one.
I like the floats. They're cool on Thanksgiving.
All right,
maybe
so
we
we're
could
keeping
just
3 of
do-
them now.
That's it. Everybody cancel your parades if you're not
St.
one
Patrick's,
of those 3.
let's face it.
I don't leave the house that day.
What about Pride?
Pride is
That's
a
a
fun.
good one.
It's a fun
It's
parade.
fun.
Yeah,
so
keep Pride.
we're just getting rid of Columbus Day where we
Right.
start this.
And St. Patty's.
But last year I went to Columbus Day, and they were just rolling a giant meatball down the. Like, why?
It's our heritage.
Like you can't even get a meatball in Italy.
Really?
Yes, meatballs are a Brooklyn and New Jersey thing.
It's always
If there's something as a meatball, first of all, it's not like in a spaghetti with like a red sauce. It's not like that. It's not huge. It's like a little pulpatine. It's like a little side, and they're very small.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. They like the giant red sauce meatball is like an Italian American.
It's like an Olive Garden thing.
Yeah, it's like made up.
Well, have you ever somebody ever recommended a thing to you, and they'll be like this? You got to go to. There's meatballs as big as your head, and I'm like, that's a meatloaf. That's not even something I want to have.
Why would you want to eat a meatball that big?
Yeah, I like. How do you even cook that through? It just
Sounds
seems
very
gross.
unhealthy.
Yeah,
It's like if your head was made out of meatball stuff.
As a kid, I was weirded out by meatballs and I didn't eat them. And I had just Italian family members just screaming at me to eat, like, just like,
Why would
eat
you
the
be
meat.
Eat the fucking meatball.
Eat the
Vito.
fucking meatball. You like burgers.
Why were you afraid of it?
I don't know what it was, but as a kid, the idea of a meatball grossed me out. And now I fucking love meatballs, so it's all.
What switched it for you?
The
first time you smoked weed?
No. I think one of my aunts or uncles actually just shoved one in my mouth.
That sounds like a Me Too story.
Yeah, it is.
It was the meatball.
My Me Too story is an uncle put a meatball in my mouth. And then a cannoli in my ass. Is this bad?
It sounded really sad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you went through that.
No, it's fine. I mean, I like meatballs now, so it's all good.
Now, if he hears bum, 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 he's triggered. He goes, I don't want that in my mouth. Was it a priest that did it to you?
No, it was not Father Tui.
Father Tui?
That was my main priest growing up.
That's a weird name for a priest.
Come on, Chris.
First of all, he thought his phone was ringing.
Guys, you can't see, but Vito's freaking out in here.
All right, come on, new story.
All right, new story. Tom Cruise.
Oh boy, here we go. Blacklight Tom Cruise.
Put him on the boat.
He built a mansion, and rumor has it you are not allowed to enter this new home unless you're a Scientologist. That's his big rule.
That's dumb.
That's like saying
All right.
you can't come in unless you're one of my friends. It makes sense. Don't all of us?
I didn't expect an invitation anyway.
Yeah. Don't all of us? We don't even bring people in who aren't our people, right?
Yeah.
I don't really know much about Scientology, but all I know is that they somehow don't have to pay taxes. So how do I get on that?
I didn't know that.
Well, the church itself doesn't pay taxes, so you just got to work out the expenses gimmick on that.
And the Church of Scientology right now in Clearwater is buying up as much property as they possibly can, and they're just trying to turn it into a Scientology.
By the way,
town.
that's been going on, your whole life. They bought my whole comedy club.
Really?
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, made a nice little profit on it. I go, congratulations, Scientology. Who are these guys painting the outside? They're not getting any money. So, look, here's the thing, Vito. Every religion, my favorite show is Leah Remedy, the anti-Scientologist. So she did a 2-hour show last night, and she was with Christian Scientists. You don't want to be not a Christian Scientist. Who are the ones that come around, hit the door?
Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah, Jehovah's Witness. You don't want to be one of these people. They're wrong. If you don't go to church, your family doesn't talk to you anymore.
Yeah, I've heard stories of Jehovah's Witnesses because it's a weird amount of celebrities grew up as them. Was Prince a Jehovah's Witness?
For him, I think Michael Jackson too.
Donald Glover was one.
Wow, that surprises me.
Yeah.
He doesn't even seem like one.
Yeah, he told stories about how you don't get a birthday, you're not allowed to get gifts, Christmas isn't a thing, and religion is just such a heavy aspect.
Well, they have a thing of Armageddon, like the world's going to end at any second, so you got to be your soul's clear because it could just be over at any second. Now they come around the houses, no one ever lets them in. Gail's mom used to let them in all the time. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? She goes, we're talking. We're going back and forth. She'd be like, I see where you're coming from, but this is what I believe. We're all made out of Molly. You know what I mean? Like, he just loves to talk religion with everybody.
Yeah, that's like my father. They would come by and they'd be like, come in, we'll see who converts who.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God. No.
Yeah, my parents are, Catholics, but they don't even think anybody should be able to come in. They're like, I don't think you can do it right. Or what is your religion?
I'm a Baptist.
Oh, boy. Southern Baptist?
No, just plain Baptist.
Just plain Baptist.
He's just basic Baptist.
Yeah, that's sad. How many people are in your church every weekend? I know your church lasts so long that you missed the Jets game. I know that you've told me that before.
It's a 2-hour service.
2 hours.
That's a long time.
Yeah, really rough.
I mean, that's long for a movie.
Catholic Mass is what, like hour and a half? Hour?
No, I don't say the whole hour and a half. I'm going to do about an hour 5.
Friday prayer, 30 minutes, you're out. It's lovely.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
but you got to kneel down and you got to bend
it's a
places.
workout.
Yeah, I don't think I got the spine to do that. I see the guy doing it right out here on the street. He'll put his blanket down.
Yeah,
at the cart.
Yeah, but somebody's going to go by and steal a hot dog or whatever they got there. I'm always concerned. I will stand and wait until he's done. Because I know that's coming right out of his pocket. I've worked in retail.
Fessy on Big Brother used to have to
Fezzy.
go. Fezzy.
Yeah.
No, used to have to stop. During the,
and roll.
had to go into the storage room and pray during the game.
That doesn't seem like it's nice, the storage room.
No, he said he wanted to get away from everybody because he didn't want to be like, he didn't want people like looking at him while he did it.
I wouldn't mind. I could put up with it.
I go do it by the pool. I just think it'd be nicer.
My problem is I don't have a good enough sense of direction. I'd be doing it the wrong way.
You'd always have to have a compass on
What's
you.
going on in Dearborn?
Dearborn, Nina will be performing at 1001 Laughs at the Dearborn Comedy Festival, and her podcast, Political Dummies, is available right now.
It's my first show that I got booked on. That wasn't like an open mic. Or...
Good for you.
Thank you.
Exciting, Nina.
Now, you know, Vinay has open mics. You should hang out with him.
Yes, I'd love to.
Yeah. Vito, you haven't let him back on the show in a while, right?
No, I've not.
Well, can he just say hi to Nina? Or is that it?
The phone thing isn't making me really want to let him. But
all right, look.
Is this another meltdown coming on?
No.
Yeah,
It's one related to a previous meltdown.
When Vinay used to come in here, I had a lot of fun with him, and then he came in one day and said to me, "Look, I don't want you messing around with the interns. They think they got too much going on with you. You're too easy on them, and I need to run my thing because I give him crap and not the interns crap when things isn't done." So Vito is kind of right in that way. But just having just wave, could we do that?
Wave from over there in that corner.
I wanted him to
my
do a
God.
joke.
No, there.
Oh my God.
I wanted him on.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I wanted him on stage last night, and then we never got the card for him.
We actually ran out of time for last night.
Was he waiting? Because
Yes.
you didn't run out of time for Crazy Jen or Fez.
But that was previous. It was something happened. I'll explain
I think it's
later.
more personal.
I'll explain
Vito.
later, but
What's
something
going
happened.
Personal.
It's something
You're
happened.
like a bully.
I'm not a bully.
You bully him.
Maybe he's
Stop it.
envious.
Yeah, he
I'm
is.
not envious. I love my life.
Living my best life.
I love my life.
Here's what you've worked out. You get people to laugh at you instead of with you. And that's nice.
Well, Jaden,
you want to get a laugh, you want people pointing. Like,
like, look at this idiot. Jaden Smith was performing at the Camp Flognaw Camp Music Festival. I just heard about this for the first time. And while on stage, he said, "Tyler, the Creator, is my best friend in the world, and I love him so fucking much. And I want to tell you guys something. Tyler doesn't want to say it, but Tyler is my motherfucking boyfriend. It's true. A lot of people think it's a joke, but a lot of people don't, and are saying like the two have both been kind of fluid with their sexuality, and they're trying to figure out, is Jaden Smith actually dating Tyler, the Creator?
Well, I always thought that
How old is
Tyler was like, because I remember he had like gotten into some trouble for like some like homophobic comments, and it always seemed a little bit like the lady doth protest too much.
Yeah.
Like he was saying stuff like that, and I was like, eh.
Now, what's his name? Tyler, the Creator?
Tyler, the Creator.
All right, there he is, a picture of him, Sirius XM, and then I'm wearing a hat that just says golf on it.
I like that hat.
I will say this. I don't think it's any of our business. These two youngsters out, you know what I mean, enjoying themselves.
I'm just giving you the gossip on who and who might not be dating.
You know who Tyler, the Creator's dad is, though?
Who?
Cedric the Entertainer. I remember when Cedric the Entertainer came out, I go, that name is so stupid that he'll never get hired for anything. And now he's like one of the most important guys working today. And everything that he does is great.
I've been watching that.
I love that dude.
I've been watching
Him
that
and his
sitcom
son.
on CBS.
I haven't seen it. How's it doing?
It's okay. It's
all him, but whenever he comes on, it's magic.
exactly
right?
like when he's on the show. It's funny. Do you remember the chef from Vice Principals?
I don't know if I do or not.
Well, he's on the show as well. It's a good cast.
Okay.
And the girl, one of the girls from Martin, is on it.
All right. We're at the point now.
Not Gina.
We're at the point now where you went in too deep. I don't know why you're not into this story of Melania Trump saying that she's really angry and wants this woman fired. And the fact is that
Is it because she sat in her seat on the plane?
Yes, because she sat in her seat or something. But the fact that your wife says that, you don't do it immediately. You're like, if it doesn't happen right away, you're like, okay, I guess her fucking shit doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now,
she has no pull.
Normally is like, let's say Vito did something to my chick, and my chick's like, I hate Vito, I want him fired. Yeah, I would fire Vito, but for a reason that sounded like it had something to do. You know what I mean? With something else. I wouldn't say, hey, he was mean to my chick, he's fired. I would say, oh, there's a million things I could dock him for easy enough. Like the fact that you steal supplies.
I don't steal supplies.
You
Don't
steal
say
office
that.
supplies?
I don't
Yes.
steal office supplies. But
I
there
take pictures of it,
there
haven't I?
is free toner here.
You took the whole thing home.
I know, but it's expensive.
How expensive is it?
Toner? It's apparently toner is so expensive that like sometimes it's just cheaper to buy a new printer than to buy toner.
Is this true? Is he telling the truth?
Yeah. Toner is fucking up there now.
I don't know about that.
Toner's
What's
when's the
a
last time
printer
you bought
cost?
toner? Like you can get a printer for like $50 right now, maybe even 30.
Oh, wow.
I had no idea that.
Printers are garbage now.
Oh, very
Everybody just prints at work.
That's true.
I had to go get some of the printer, and I had to hand the guy his living will and testament.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What's he got? What's he got in there?
I didn't read
I know
through his will.
a comic was
Am
in
I in
here the other day and says, can I use your printer? I said, go ahead. He goes, can I use one of your guys to use the printer to show me how to do it? I go, he'll just do it for you. It was Vito, the thief. I go, I know a guy stealing everything from this place.
Yeah, get people in on my
and you go through everybody's desk looking for money, or
if you don't have a desk locked, that's on you.
And I also heard from a lot of them that you've been eating their candy.
Well, I mean, it's like if it's in a Halloween bucket, it feel like you're allowed to take it.
That's true. If it's in a bucket, that's up for grabs.
Yeah, but let's suppose that person works 9 to 5. You come in here 11:30 at night and empty the bucket into your bag, because that's what he's doing.
That's a little
He
extra.
left here with a goddamn pillowcase filled with candy.
I went trick or treating.
I saw Vito's backpack and it was full of pretzels and soda.
Really?
That's all they give you in the kitchen.
It's the stealing of office supplies doesn't have anything to do with being Italian.
No, but thievery does. That's your
Getting
that's
triggered
that
again,
thing.
guys.
Yeah.
Stop it.
It's just that we just happen to be thieves. It's not that being thieves makes us Italian or being Italian makes us
Look,
thieves.
It's
just a
still
coincidence?
crime, even if yours is disorganized.
We're having a problem with disorganized crime. They're stealing a lot of toner these days.
I have one last dish.
Oh,
for
by
you
the way,
guys.
I'm pointing this out for a thing. Jurors do not really want to be on the jury for El Chapo.
Yeah.
I would be so fucking scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks.
Oh my God.
I would just be sitting on there making kissy faces at him.
I heard if you say that you watch Law and Order, they dismiss you.
You know what's weird?
Is that a rumor?
Here's what happened. I went in to do, and I was in for 30 days on a jury duty. What kind of jury duty was I on?
Grand jury.
Yeah, I was on grand
yeah.
jury. And when I got there, I'm like, oh shit, this looks just like Law and Order, right? It's the same room that they use from Law and Order. You get to go in New York. And then the first person to come in while they were talking, I'm like, oh man, she's really good. Like in my head, I'm still watching Law and Order.
Right.
And I'm like, this is as good as the show. I don't
They
know
should
why
just-
people want to get a jury duty. It's a ball.
I think that
Very
they should
exciting.
just
Like it.
use
Huh?
the sound effect drop of like boom, boom.
I was
Just
doing
make it
that.
cool in there.
I was doing that a little bit because that's my phone anyway. So I could just. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-boom.
Nina's here, and her podcast, Political Dummies, is available now. She'll also be performing in 1001 Laughs at the Dearborn Comedy Festival. And before I give you my last dish, I just want to say this week's Dish segment is presented by Dish. Get extra action with NFL Red Zone from NFL Network on Dish at no extra charge. Dish, tuned into you. To learn more, call 1-844-CALL-DISH or go to dish.com. So this last story is about John Mayer. So John Mayer said he hasn't had a drink in 2 years and claims the reason he went sober is he went to Drake's birthday party 2 years ago.
It's still even in his rehab, finds a way to name drop.
He said he had to Drake's party, got so fucked up that he embarrassed himself, but didn't give a reason for how he embarrassed himself, just claimed to have been hungover for 6 days.
Here's what he said: Drake, this is a great song. That's embarrassing himself.
I just think it's funny that his bottom would have been other people's top.
Yes,
they
that's
got
true.
invited to a Drake party.
Yeah. I had so much champagne at a Drake party. I figured that's it for me. I could fallen so low. That is a good point. That's anybody's hope in the world.
Yeah, people like Drake.
Yes.
There was an episode of Atlanta this year that was all about imagine getting to go to a Drake party.
I'm not the biggest Drake fan, so
No, me neither.
I hate him. I think he's bad. I think he's bad for hip hop. He's just a pop star who uses hip hop as like a fucking like I'm kind of this, and he just
Yeah, but what about
stick to Degrassi
on his cell phone?
And then when you need my love. Look, let me tell you something. When I name drop, it's really bad names. I'll be like, I was out with Mike Pachetti and Stalker Patton together. We had licorice whips. Yeah. And then it was so cold, but we had to sleep in the car.
I name dropped all morning. I was
Did
like,
you?
I'm going to be on Bennington today, guys.
That makes me love you.
You're a peasant and get away from me.
Good for you. All right, Vito Veets, that's it for us, right?
That is it for Dish.
Would you sing the out cue to the Dish song?
Let's dish.
We just dished. Hope you like the gossip you just heard. There should always be outro things to every show. Hope you like the show. Gail, do you have your dish read?
I believe I do now.
Well, let's thank Nina and plug Dearborn one more time.
Thank you, Nina.
Thank you, Nina.
And Nina's podcast, Political Dummies, is available now. She will also be performing in 1001 Laughs at the Dearborn Comedy Festival.
All right, fantastic. Hey, when you live in the country or in a small town, you know a few things that the city types don't. Things like which back roads flood, the best fishing spots, the owner of the hardware store, and the county's best 3A quarterback. You also know the way things ought to be done.
Dish was built to serve small town America, and because of that, they share your small town approach. Talk straight, deal fair, and most of all, listen.
Dish knows that when you're out past the last cable line, you make even stronger connections, and so they strive to present real choices and provide real service. The kind that you just don't just expect, but deserve. In small towns, you take care of each other.
So let Dish take care of you with the latest technology, professional installation, better programming, and first-rate service from the retailer that lives in and supports your community. Dish listens. That's how they stay tuned in to you.
Welcome back to Bennington. And this Friday at 3:30 p.m., we're playing our panel, That's Offensive. Can Comedy Survive the New Sensitivity? Hosted by Ron Bennington and featuring Big J. Okerson, Lisa Traeger, Ari Shafir, and Yamanika Saunders. That's this Friday at 3:30 p.m.
The interesting thing about this is you find out how many groups are offended all the time. And the fact of the matter is all the groups. If you're in a group, something offends you.
You're waiting.
Yeah, if you can qualify or quantify yourself in any way, you're going to be like, everybody but me.
Our group is a good group. I'm pretty sure about that. I'm in a death cult. And I feel like people just make fun of us all the time.
I don't know why. I mean, it's pretty serious, a death cult.
Yeah, should be. Should be Sirius XM. I'm trying to think of if there anything that offends me in comedy, and most of the time it's just bad comedy. You know what I mean? Like, I could not agree with something and laugh my ass off.
Right. But if it's a lazy joke is what you find offensive, like if you've heard it a million times.
I could agree 100% with your point and still not like you as a comedian. You know?
Yeah.
Which is probably why you find so much crossover, like where you wouldn't think, where comedians respect each other even though they have total opposite points of view, is probably because
there are people who like are looking at the craft in itself rather than the points that people are making.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. That's why people are always surprised, like, there are a lot of dirty comics like clean comics and a lot of clean comics like dirty comics. It's because they don't give a shit about anything other than the laughs. You know, it's like when I make grape juice. Who asked about the zodiac signs today? I forgot who brought it up. Was that Vito? Was it Earl?
I texted you about it.
Okay, I know I got a text about it.
Yeah.
I don't remember who said it. So what was your question? I said hold it for the air.
Yeah, I was saying that I think it's interesting when you, like, for example, women, I just have the assumption that all women will at the very least be able to discuss, like, they'll discuss their sign. They know what their sign is. They know what their friend's sign is, whether or not. But I want to know, do people, like, really believe it? Like, do men believe it?
Well, I am a Capricorn, and we're pretty doubtful about everything. Chris, you ever believe?
No, I've tried. I've read. I'm a Leo, I guess.
Yeah, I know.
On your birthday, you will read. Everyone does.
Yeah,
on your
exactly.
birthday.
Yeah, but I don't like. No, I don't really believe in it any other
But
time.
you're such a classic Leo.
Am I?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
What about you, Earl?
I don't really, subscribe to it, but everyone keeps telling me I'm a classic Gemini.
Totally. Like how you seem shy and then you like hit the stage and you were such a performer. That's the twins. That's
Let
the
me tell
twins
you,
in you.
The twins is his nuts.
And twins.
How about you, Vito? You're Italian. You believe in any kind of hex.
What is it? What is it? Stragaria?
I'm a Sagittarius. I've been told I'm a Sagittarius, but I've heard certain things that they dislike and I like those things.
Like what?
Somebody said Sagittarius hate commitment, and I'm pretty good with commitment. I'm fine with that.
All right, let's read the Sagittarius right now and see if it's
today.
No, let's just read like what you're supposed to be like if you're a Sagittarius.
Yeah, like what the commitment is definitely one of the things. They tend to fear commitment. They are like wanderers, like they have like a restless spirit. They want to kind of like go on adventure and like see and meet people and do things. They don't want to be held down.
Vito.
All right.
You're always
What else do you
smelling
guys
your
have?
fingers.
He's
you
the.
put your hands in your pants and then smell your fingers.
Well, Sagittarius is the archer, and you're the philosopher of the fire signs. Enthusiastic and ever juggling ideas.
That's
True.
Vito.
It also means he's intuitive and motivated by enthusiasms, mental inspiration, and the search for knowledge.
When you get
That is
into
true.
something, that's you, dude. You don't stop.
No, some of
You
those
love
things
a
are
fun
spot
fact.
on, but then I'm not a wanderer, an adventurer by any means.
Yes, but yet you are like you in your own way. You are just because you don't like climb mountains, but in your own. Don't you think you like want to be out and like meet people?
Yeah, but I don't want to see other countries or anything.
No, this is the thing
Yeah, that
about.
doesn't mean that.
This is what it means, Vito. And I think of you this: you're the kind of guy that likes to roam around. You never win one place. You go from town to town. Now, here's what I think is true about any of this. Anything that wakes you up and makes you look at it, anything of the signs of the universe, kind of snap you out of this hypnotic daze that you are in. You know, so that's why you could sit around and fuck with, the I Ching or anything, because all of a sudden you're just not wandering and floating through life. You're like, wait, is that me? Yeah, I do some of the
Right, like-
suddenly you're alert.
Like we want to connect, like we want to define ourselves so bad. Like we're all on this quest to be like, who am I? Where do I belong? And then this just gives you an insight in how to do that.
Well, it's like when I climb a mountain. I get to the top of it and I go like this. Is that all there is to this? And then as the next person is climbing the mountain, I shove them and I yell out this phrase, my mountain, mine, mine, until I get bored. And then I just wander away. You know how a lot of people love to climb mountains?
Yeah.
I'm the opposite of that. I love to climb down valley. So I'll go down as far as I can in the valley.
So deep.
Yeah, it is. And then I take an air balloon to get out of there. Well, all balloons.
Well, I guess the thing about the zodiac I think is interesting is like that shouldn't like it like if you think about it, why would that be the case? Why would it be the case that you would have the same personality as someone born in the same exact time as you and you would have the same attributes? And yet I feel very much like a classic Libra. And so I can't not like I still always think of myself that way and define myself that way.
Here's what I found out that I have in common with other Capricorns, and this blows my mind. We all seem to speak English. We walk on two legs. We watch television. It's
crazy.
Yeah. All of us seem to piss and also shit. So that's the Capricorn way. You know what I mean?
That's just you guys, you know?
We've all ridden in cars. Beep, 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 boom. No, I think a lot of those kind of things, whether it's pop culture, it works the same way any religion does. It gets people talking about stuff that they normally wouldn't talk about.
Right. So it makes people go deeper when you would never have a conversation of like, here's my own personal philosophy. Here are the things that, that's true.
But even if you just have a lucky coin, right? Yeah. That's no difference than wearing a Catholic medal or having a crystal. You know what I mean? It just reminds you of something.
Right.
That you wouldn't remind yourself.
But across the board, I think it's interesting when it comes to zodiac. If I meet a woman, I will immediately say something like, oh, what's your sign? Or like, yeah, this is so Libra and that's probably why I do this. But I never have that conversation with men because I just assume that they don't subscribe at all.
The guys that do it just fuck excuses.
You think so?
When a guy says, what's your sign? It's the creepiest thing he could say.
Was that a real line people used back in the day?
Yes, Chris, back in the day.
Back in the day.
What day are you talking about?
What day are you talking about?
70s?
The 70s?
70s.
So the 60s are further back in the day, and the 80s are not quite the day.
Exactly.
And what about the time of Christ?
Oh, that was way back in the day. That's sort of 2,000 years.
Back in the day, Jesus used to go around do like little miracles for people. Like he turned a leopard into a person, you know? Jesus did that. Wouldn't that be great? You're in church and the priest is like, back in the day, the Lord said. Back in the day.
It is overused.
By you.
Say it constantly.
By you, yeah, you do say it all the
70
time.
times a day.
Yeah, he's like, my dad back in the day, you know, he didn't take any shit off anybody. And then Vito's like this, you know, back in the day, they'd fucking put this guy in a box. You know, he'd get the Mickey Mantle treatment. You know what that is, right? The beatdown with the bats.
Thanks for explaining that.
There's a fucking funny thing that Colin does where he actually says this, that they would have trash cans full, like barrels full of bats that the Italians could easily go to. Hey, Frank in the BX. Frank.
I got a barrel full of bats right now, I'll tell you, fucking motherfucker. Hey, so first of all, congratulations on the new baby. I didn't get a chance to talk to you, but God bless you.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
God bless you. God bless you. And now, the zodiac signs. It was the pickup line of the 70s. How you doing, baby? What's your sign? I'd like to do a 69. But, you know, I think Jesus is a Capricorn, right? He was born on December 25th.
Jesus was a Capricorn.
That's true.
Yeah.
So can you tell me if you were just like Jesus then, my friend?
Most of the time I am.
Most of the time you are.
We both walk on water. I mean, mine has to be much more shallow than him. Well, I can walk on 2 inches of water.
Do you feel like both of your fathers had forsaken you?
Yeah, that's definitely true. I think I've actually said the same thing to my dad one time when I had some rent due and he wasn't helping out.
I blame that fucking Pontius Pilate. Those cocksuckers set him up.
Yeah, but you know what? He did wash his hands of it.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, listen, the show has fucking never been better, and I love that fucking Vito, but no one ever called me back for the fucking show.
All right. What happened, Vito?
Vito, you took my text. You said you can come in for the interview. Blah blah blah. Gobby-gosh, you sent me nothing.
Vito, get on top of this. I'm going to put him on hold. I want you to talk to Frank off the air.
Take care of Frank.
Please do.
He's the best.
We love Frank.
All right, now we go from the Bronx to Yonkers. Just like we were traveling
Hello.
north. Laurie, how are you, darling?
Hi, Lori.
Hi, I'm good. Just wanted to kind of give you a really quick overview of something my father spent probably like 15, 20 years like researching and
Okay.
okay. So he was really interested in like proving astrology. So he was trying to look at it objectively by analyzing art, a quick drawing, doodles, mostly visual work, and comparing it to someone's natal chart, like a chart of the position of the planets at the time of you're born and in respect to where you were born. So he would ask everyone he met your time of birth, location, and pull up, a natal chart, and he would look at what planets are in opposition and what, and it was very specific. And that was, that was interesting. Like, okay, these are some things that like a normal astrologer would tell you. And then he coined the term research astrologer. So imagine me as a kid going into elementary school, like, oh, what is your father? He's a research astrologer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Did anybody pay him?
Kid. No, he tried to write his own book. He did not do readings or anything for anybody. But his goal was to be able to analyze art, behavior, expression, like something that a person puts out about themselves, and then using Jungian archetypes, backtrack it to their birth date, their time, their place. And he actually got pretty close with a few people. He likes to say that he found the Unabomber but didn't know his name. He just knew his birth date and time. So
that's weird.
That's really
so.
Strange.
Yeah, that's so. I was raised in an astrology humanist atheist household.
Yeah.
So
the whole thing about having
just tweeted his blog.
Yeah.
His last blog entry was from 2012, and you can go on Twitter and look at that.
All right, thank you so much. Now, here's the thing about that. It's how the planets affect you. But if that was true, it would seem like the moon and sun would be the only one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can feel those things actually pulling and tugging at us.
Right. Well, actually, when you do your chart, the further the planet. So when somebody says oh, what is your Mars? What is your Venus? The further the planet, that's more generational. So let's say where your I don't know, your Venus or that's closer.
Right.
So it's going to have a more specific effect. Whereas something like your Jupiter or your Neptune, I think is almost generational. So it's less about your specific personality and more about the era that you live in.
Oh, okay. So in Chris's case, it would be you were an 80s child?
80s child, yeah, 83.
I think it would have more to do with the Thriller album for Chris Stanley. You know what I mean? That had a big pull in his life.
Heavily affected me.
Now, I was watching this thing the other day on Einstein, right? And I'd fucking kill to be smart. I'd fucking kill. And they were explaining how, without the planets, right, there's no fucking such thing as time, right? So not only do the planets pull on us, but they pull on time. So they have everything to do. That's his time is relative thing. But you could go past something that would pull enough on you that time would change. Time is not fucking... Time is dependent upon all these other things. It's not just time. So I don't know how when we travel to other fucking places, how it even makes sense. Because once you send that guy out there, it's a whole different fucking scene.
Yeah, like how would that even affect the human body and brain? Like, how would you perceive it?
And what sense does it make for Earth to send people away when that whole thing changes? That whole thing pulls in a different way. Oh, good. I mean, 175 years ago, we'll get a phone call from these fucking people. They're going to call up and go like, who are you? And they're going to be calling the fucking Planet of the Apes. That's my theory. That Planet of the Apes is fucking real. It's the only real thing that's ever been done. That's why I'd like to start a cult code. Seriously, let's keep an eye on them. I see a fucking monkey wearing pants, I'm very suspect immediately.
Well, if
What are you fucking up to?
What if they're smoking? I mean, that's even more scary.
They love to smoke, too. They're like us that way.
Yeah.
Why do they? Just the relaxation?
Yeah, it feels just as good. But like, they're in our family, our fucking family right now.
I think it's maybe the posable thumbs that makes you want to smoke.
I don't blame. I think if you put a cigarette in a horse's mouth, it would probably enjoy it for a while, but never be able to do, never be able to pull it back out. I would just give a fucking horse a one hitter. They never have cigarette one hitters, do they?
No.
Discuss.
Pipes?
Pipes. You just yelled pipes.
Pipes.
Corn cob
That's
pipe.
not a discussion. Discuss. Pipes. Discussion
Pipes.
over.
That's my discussion. Pipes. George, Maryland.
Hello, Ron.
Hey, Georgie.
Yeah.
Hey.
I would suggest you listen to me, George Norrie, on Coast to Coast AM, 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. East Coast time.
That sounds pretty fucking loud, dude. That's a little late for me. You really got a radio
The
show?
worst George Norrie ever. I'm sorry, man. I tried.
Were you doing an impression?
I suck. I'm out.
Dude, we just didn't know who the guy was that you were doing an impression. Do an impression of someone we know. That would fucking be helpful. Don't take it so hard. Do an impression of Kelly Ripa. I'll be able to tell you whether it works or not.
I just didn't get the reference.
I'm not listening to fucking 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. AM radio. I don't know where that is. I'm going to be up that time of night. I'm going to be doing all kinds of different fucking shit. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, I love the new shirts. Yeah, I can't believe that Juliet is part of it.
I know. It's so sweet.
Now,
I'm crazy about the shirt.
When you order the new shirts this year, until we run out of them, we're going to give you a signed poster of the same shirts. Chris has some extra ones. So you go to ibangshop.com, ibangshop.com for the new Bennington shirt. Makes a perfect Christmas present for anyone. When I was down at the bathroom during our break, Christmas music.
Yeah, it's
you
already
believe that?
It's already begun.
I mean,
Too
that was the
soon.
first time I heard it. So get on this early. Get on your Christmas shopping early. Pick up a Bennington shirt. And it's the one with Juliet. Now, we're also doing, you can easily see there's me, there's Gail, there's Juju. One of those is Chris, one of those. And somewhere in this, hidden, you got to look really close, is Black Girl. We're not telling you where to find him, but he's in that shirt.
Also, I'm on the right.
No, that's definitely Vito.
That's definitely me. Hairline is better and less fat.
You think you have a good hairline?
Yeah, I think I have a better hairline than Vito. And that's and the shape of Vito's, the shape of the head on the left is Vito.
Sam in Ontario. Sam, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Listen to you guys all the time. Hilarious. Love your show.
Thanks, buddy.
So I was listening to you guys talking astrology, and my girlfriend and her sister and her mother they live by astrology when kids are born and stuff, and I don't believe in it. So what I wanted to put a stump to, if you guys take a look at it, I told them to look it up. Go on YouTube, look up Bill Nye on astrology.
I don't believe in Bill Nye. He's not even a fucking scientist.
This has a rhyming fucking name.
I always believe Bill, but that's just because I grew up with him.
You know what I found out, and I couldn't believe this? A lot of women are attracted to Bill Nye.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I had no fucking clue about that.
See, I feel more like I can't think of him that way. You know, I just feel like he's like an uncle.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Attractive. I was at this party. I'm going to admit that the girls were a little bit older. And they say, you know who I'd fuck the shit out of? I go, who? They go, Bill Nye, the science guy. And I go, stop playing games with me. Stop fooling around. And they go, no, seriously, Bill Nye, a science guy. I go, what? He goes, he's so smart. He's so clean. And he's even-tempered. You know what I mean? He's a very clean man, Bill Nye.
I think he's clean-tempered, when he's making his appearances on his TV shows. But everybody freaks the fuck out off stage.
Let's see, Chris. Does that fucking work for you? You're on the radio. Are you suddenly at some other kind of weird fucking thing? No. Joe in New Jersey.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
I was watching the show, and they said that if you were in a spaceship and you got sucked into a black hole, that basically time would slow down to the point where it would almost stop as you were falling in.
But would you know the time slowed down? No, you wouldn't know it, right?
I don't know. Well, maybe you'd see like the black hole, and you'd be like, "Oh shit, we're getting sucked in," and then like, "Oh, but I don't know. Why aren't we sucked in?"
No, but see, here's the thing. That means that time is still running if you're thinking at the same level that you're thinking now. The thing is, it might take you fucking an eon to go, why aren't we sucked in? And that could be true on any kind of molecular fucking thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We could seem like we're moving slow.
Yeah, that's kind of trippy. Like,
I know it is. The second I get in my science talk, people think that I'm high. I'm not fucking high. I'll just tell you this. They say that you can't stop or slow down time. Really? Why don't you see me at the plate when I'm sitting there with a fucking bat? Because I can count every single thread on a fucking baseball. And I can watch it fucking spin. I can stop fucking time. The odd thing is, I still can't hit a curve. That's what fucking annoys me. Why is that true? Bum, 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 bum. Chris, I want you to get one of these new Bennington shirts for your girlfriend.
Okay.
All right? As a way of saying, I appreciate you sharing Chris with us. It's the Bennington shirt.
I will.
This year, you see Gail with a baby on her hip, which is still crazy to me. What's she talking about now?
She's just talking it up.
Ask if she wants a shirt like a
That's
baby
her
shirt.
grabbing the mic, by the way. Sorry.
Ask her if she wants a baby shirt.
You want a baby shirt? Do those come in baby sizes? Hey, Juju. She's just smiling.
You can tell from last night she really is a good baby.
She's a good baby.
Yeah.
She did great last night.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little green room baby.
Yeah, it's true. That is absolutely true. And I had Earl taking care of him all night, too. He was cranky. You know what I mean? He's my cranky
Fussy
Gemini.
Having a blast last night.
Earl, what band best represents the 1960s to you?
Stones.
Beatles. What band best represents the 70s to you?
Led Zeppelin.
Eagles. What band best represents the 80s to you?
U2.
REM. What band best represents the 90s to you?
Pearl Jam.
Nirvana. What band best represents the 2000s?
The Strokes.
Foo Fighters. What band best represents this decade, Earl?
I will say Mumford and Sons.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, I agree. It's the first time ever we agree. Mumford and Sons.
Real hot lead singer, too.
How many Mumford and Sons songs do you know, Chris?
0.
My name is Mumford, and these are my sons. You know, we were all talking about time and relativity and the forces of the universe. Fucking Earl ignored us. The second you start bringing up fucking just like what band. Like he's always like, if I'm on a car trip with it, he was always like, Ron, what band would make the best candy bar and why? He always says and why after he asks any question.
That's cute.
Yeah.
And why?
Yeah.
Why?
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 Time takes a cigarette, puts it in your mouth. You pull on a finger, then another finger, then cigarette. Earl, what's the best David Bowie album?
Ziggy.
Hunky Dory. Now, Earl, you know what was really weird about Gervais? He goes like this. The first time I heard any David Bowie, it was Heroes. I'm like, you're late to the fucking party, bro. Do like that, though. Now, Rolling Stone just put out a piece that said, like, is the album dead? And I'm like, well, you're asking that fucking 17 years too late. Napster fucking killed the album.
Yeah, Napster, that was the beginning of the end. Because when you can just cherry pick tracks.
Cherry pick it.
And that was a wrap.
But
I'm still an album guy, though. I still
like an album.
I am an album guy, too, but there's no reason for it. It's kind of a dumb fucking concept.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, but you listen to like a Rubber Soul or Pet Sounds.
No, I'm not saying there's not great collections of songs. But the fact that you have to wait until you have collected it, like, oh man, I wrote a great song. Can't wait till I write 11 more great ones, and then I can get out of here.
I think the EP is kind of the better route to go now. I think there's always 4 songs and out, 4 really strong songs.
It's a song. That's the only thing people care about now is the song itself.
Yeah, but I like, but can you really pick apart like a Dark Side of the Moon or?
You wouldn't write that way. They only did a Dark Side of the Moon because the album was the structure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only reason that they said we're going to have a concept album.
But then you had people who were really strong singles artists. Like I think most people think of Creedence Clearwater Revival for the singles as much as they do the albums, even though they make great albums.
I would 100% agree with you. And I don't know if I listen to them any other way other than greatest hits. Gail, go ahead.
But to this day, like, I still, like, if somebody comes out with a great album, it's like that is the masterpiece, right? Like, if you can achieve that. So, like, just a few weeks ago, Robin put out a new album called Honey.
Cooper?
And it's like, no, not Robin Cooper. Only Robin. She goes by one name. And it's like a fully fledged, perfect album. And she decided to like not go the kind of pop route. It's kind of almost more like a dance or club kind of sound as opposed to like the poppy hook thing. And it's like a perfect album, start to finish. And it's just like, it's so great when you get one of those.
Yes, I do agree. And yeah, is it more important than having great songs? No, it's not.
No, and I'm sure, like I think that, I don't really know how anybody's albums sell anymore. Like I don't really know what the value
The
of
last
it is.
album that I fell in love with all the tracks was Trinity Road, and that's been a fucking while. Trinity Lane. I love
that album
fucking album.
is fantastic.
I always thought the Beatles figured it out. Like they did great albums, but they also put out great one-off singles. Like the Lady Madonnas and the I Feel Fines and...
I don't even like the song Lady Madonna. I find it to be silly.
I mean, but they figured
What is
out...
he fucking talking about? Hi, baby. That's even the baby saying that you're bullshit, Earl.
I think that's what she said.
Yeah. What album would make the best baby?
Like baby making music?
Dude, I'm seeing something weird in that reflection behind you. You look like you're in a Jedi fucking movie, Earl. Chris doesn't even care about fucking albums. He doesn't even care about singles. He likes just fucking hooks. He likes 15-second hooks.
That's really what I prefer. I don't need all that filler.
Is it like Glenn Ballard? Because Glenn Ballard writes, that's how he writes.
First of all, it's so hilarious you even bring up the name Glenn Ballard. When I start radio, we played like fucking 6 songs off a Glenn Ballard record.
Because it was all like, get to that hook. Everything was hook, kill that hook into the ground.
Well, you know, fucking Chris's favorite performer of all time is Jan Hooks. He goes, she never had a lazy fucking track. And he goes like this, more hooks than a tackle box. And I go, what are you talking about? He goes, you know how a tackle box have all the fishing hooks in it? I'm going to tell you something. Gail was there at the time. I don't know if you looked as close as me. Fez is pills, right? He had a tackle box worth of pills, all divided up that he had to take every day. And I'm like, dude, I've never seen so many pills in my life. He goes, yeah, and look, I got 2 more in here. And he fucking pulls things out. The number of pills that he has to take every day, whether they open up his arteries or close, I don't know what the beta blockers, I don't know what they all are.
Yeah.
But I've never seen that many pills ever.
That's wild. I've seen those boxes before. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've never seen one like with that.
I mean, a big fucking weighted one that was weighted down in the pills. And he said to me that he still gets a little nervous flying. And he says as soon as he got in town, he opened up the Dr. Pepper and poured it on his crotch. And I go, what do you, why? And he goes, I think I got a little fucking weird with my meds. He was great last night. Make sure you're listening next Thursday and Friday. It was such a fun time, wasn't it, Gail?
It was such a blast, and it was so fun for me to be on stage with Fez because, seriously, like, I think we've been doing shit like that since I was a kid.
Oh, yeah. The number of times that you guys would put on shows and stuff at the house, it was annoying as hell to be around the two of you when you were both growing up. All the comics were great. You know who had a bad thing to say about some of the comics?
Who's that?
Steve Leitz.
Really?
Did like the music though, and said this is adorable. He said that he heard back from Tommy James people, and they said thank you for exposing us to a younger audience. And I go, only you would think that that's a younger audience.
And it's a timeless song. I don't think
all his fucking music is. I think we're alone now. Unbelievable.
Love it.
Crystal Blue Persuasion.
Unbelievable.
Crimson Clover. That thing's amazing.
Phenomenal. These are great fucking songs. Dragging the Line is a great song.
Another hook machine.
Dude, my baby does the hanky panky is a fucking literally like an early Beatles type song. He's great.
It's like Pete Rose. Hit.
That's right. He's the fucking hit king. And Gail read off that thing over 100 million albums. It's crazy. That's a lot more albums than I ever sold.
Don't say that.
I've only sold like 93 million. I mean, he's beat me by 7 million.
Still 93.
Yeah, but you're not even trying. That's the amazing thing.
That is true. You ever have this thing that when you were a kid that you were entertainment? Like somebody could be filming you and then showing it in a different country like Sweden and you wouldn't even know it? That's like when like you'll find out which little kids are some kind of narcissistic fucking... Trump making the announcement on criminal justice reform. Got all these black dudes behind him, Earl. This is amazing. He just said he's opening up the doors to every prison, letting everybody out, and then seeing what happens.
Isn't that Bane's idea, too?
Gail, there's no difference. He is Bane. He's making America great again.
Make America great again.
It's just like 4 black dudes and then a hot blonde chick. What's her story? Who's jizzed on her dress? Oh, look who's the fucking idiot behind her. Do you see who's peeking in the background?
No, who's that?
That's his little buddy from fucking South Carolina. The 62-year-old white guy. Is he 62 or 64?
He's 62.
Look at him.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, look at him.
Popping his head in.
He loves it.
Sack of garbage.
Wait, Lindsey Graham is starting to comb his hair like Trump now. Wouldn't that be fucking hilarious? He just dyes his hair, starts to wear a red tie every day.
Get some like really thick orange foundation.
Lindsay's seat's about as close as mine.
Is there broad bipartisan support? Only see Lindsey Graham. That's his bipartisan support.
Lindsey Graham and 4 black guys. Yeah, let him out.
Or in.
It was like the old school Nation of Islam.
Or the Nation of Domination from the WWE. Is that D'Lo Brown?
That's the stupidest shit you heard.
Oh, that's Farouk.
Chris acts like he's a wrestling fan, but he's a 1999 wrestling fan. He doesn't know anything before or after. Didn't even say the name D'Lo Brown. That guy only had a run of like 18 months.
I totally forgot he existed.
How could you?
Farouk. Ron Simmons changed his name to Farouk. It was an All-American football player. Ends up becoming Farouk.
He's part of the nation, man.
Wasn't his catchphrase? Damn!
That was later on when he was part of the Acolyte Protection Agency.
Earl can do impressions of any black guy. My favorite impression Earl does. Who made that song, Earl?
Mr. Quincy Jones.
Did you see the doc?
Really?
I started it. I want to see this thing
It's so fucking great.
I have no doubt. I mean, this guy just did everything.
Everything. Since he was like 14.
Didn't he like room with like Ray Charles when they were
Yeah,
like
he was
teenagers?
a child. And he was with Ray Charles. But also Quincy Jones was such an attractive man when he was younger. Like he was like an attractive like 1950s Negro, and then later is a badass 1970s fucking Afro guy. Like at every age. Then in the 80s he's busting the, and I'm like, my chick and I were watching. She's like, man, I can't believe his life. I go, we haven't even got to the Thriller album yet. He hasn't even really gotten fucking enormous. And the dude.
Yeah, they didn't even want, the record companies didn't want him to make that record. And they thought he was too old and too out of touch with the music.
The record companies sort of shut the fuck up. Can you imagine me so stupid that you're like, maybe we don't need this genius on this?
Who do you work with? Sinatra, Count Basie.
I know.
Dinah Washington.
Me.
The list goes.
You didn't even bring me up yet.
Ronnie B.
I had him on here on this show. I peed next to Quincy Jones one time. That's one of the greatest nights of my life. And I also love his daughter who made this.
Rashida.
She is so funny and sweet, and she made a little documentary about her. That I'm like, what has Gail ever done for me? She's sitting in there playing with that baby.
That's
You
true.
forget you have a dad. Seems like since the baby's been born,
She's replaced you.
just that's where all your attention has gone. Well, you know what? Let's fucking put me in a boat, push me off to sea, and Earl, you shoot burning arrows at it. Give me a Viking funeral, even
only
though I'm
right.
alive.
Go out like the champ that you are.
Thanks, buddy. I don't want anybody confused that I want a Minnesota Vikings funeral.
They've never won a Super Bowl.
They haven't won one. Isn't that something?
They don't deserve it.
We got to wrap this one up today. Get on out of here. Explain what's going on with the shirts. You got to get this Christmas present for a loved one, or give it to somebody and say, "Give it to me. I love this shirt."
It's the brand new Bennington shirt. Go to ibangshop.com, ibangshop.com, where you can order the brand new Bennington shirt.
Anything else we need to push? The Friday show.
That's offensive. Can comedy survive the new sensitivity? Hosted by Ron Bennington. That airs this Friday at 3:30 p.m. on the panel. Big J. Okerson, Lisa Traeger, Ari Shafir, and Yamanika Saunders.
Gail, would you do me a favor and call me when you and the baby get home so I don't worry?
I will. Yes.
Okay, good.
And our Thanksgiving show that airs this Thanksgiving Day. It also replays next Friday, and it's going to air all weekend long on Raw Dog.
You know, Chris, I asked you to do a plug. Did you do any of the thank yous today?
We mentioned the thank you people. Yes,
everybody.
We thanked Hard Rock Johnny, the crew of the Hard Rock, the band Strange Magic, of course.
No, I understand that,
Yeah.
but did you forget anybody? I'm saying.
We also have Don Ian, stage manager.
Who's Don Ian?
Don Wicklund, and also Ian, the stage
But
manager.
you got to say why, not just say their name. We'll pick it up tomorrow. Let's do that. Let's give you a little time to get a little rest for yourself, sober up.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Chris, I want to make this New Year's resolution.
Okay.
2019. I can't believe we're ending another fucking decade. 2019, we start day drinking. You with me?
I'm with you, Ron. But I'll day drink, but I don't want you to day drink.
Why? What makes you think you're better than me?
No, I don't think I'm better than you at all.
I'm gonna fucking bet you something right now, Chris Stanley. I can fucking drink you under the table. I'll fucking snort you. I'll shoot you. You fucking name. You're acting like you're fucking party boy. I'll fucking dose you with acid that makes you fucking think that you're a goddamn bumblebee.
I don't want to challenge you.
Yeah,
I don't
I
wanna
bet you're gonna fucking finally come down, turn around, and see that you built a big hive that's hanging off the side of your fucking building. All right, we got to get out of here. Gail, do me a favor. Take care of that baby tonight, okay?
I will. I'm going to take care of it.
I don't want you just watching TV and letting the baby crawl anywhere it wants to. All right?
She can't crawl yet.
Yeah. Earl, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Go back and build this bridge between Hard Rock Johnny and Chris.
Yes.
It's really got him, it's got Chris a little upset. You're upset, Chris?
Yeah, I'm an emotional man, Ron.
I didn't know that of you. You always seem like...
I'm filled with these emotions that just spill out of me.
I always called you Ace Man, the Hit Man.
No, sometimes the emotion gets the best of me.
And I guess it does. If the emotion is fucking stupidity. Yeah. All right, that's it for us. See you on the flippers. Patty.